everybody, and welcome to That's Football. We're live for Tottenham's game against Newcastle in the Premier League, and a big opportunity for Tottenham to solidify their top four race as Manchester United slip up yesterday. But also, I keep having to say this, and I'll have to say it again, big shout out to West Ham beating Everton. And again, I mean, look, Manchester United are down to 7th now. And becoming irrelevant in 7th for this top four race. So we are sponsored by Manscaped. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Links in the video description. You can also, what you can also do as well is you can scan the QR code on the screen as well. Thanks everyone who's getting involved. Sorry, I've got something very loud going on in the background there. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Everything's just messing about a little bit. Man United are in the Conference League at the moment. Banter, Prats. Oh, who can remember Thundercats? Banter Prats, that's United. Oh, banter, Prats. Oh, it is. Check one. If you don't know what I'm on about, there's a cartoon in the 80s called the Thundercats, and he used to go, Thunder, Thundercats. Oh, banter, Prats. Oh, that's United. We're down to 7th. I mean, we've got the United stand on at 8 o'clock, so I'm not going to talk too much, but there are actually some United fans with their chest saying we'd have been better off with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Lost to Young Boys, lost to Leicester, lost to Villa at home, smashed by Liverpool at home, smashed by Watford, with Ronaldo and everybody else in the team managed by Ole. Where we should have kept him. I don't blame these United fans that want Ollie. They're severely depressed. Their logic's gone out the head. But we are a joke. I mean, I suppose you have to look at the league table now and say, could Wolves get past us and knock us down to 8th? So we're not in Europe at all. But 8th, bloody hell. People were talking about whether Ronaldo would want to stay and play in the Europa League. He might have the whole week off. It's interesting, but look, Tottenham against Newcastle. Look, let's bring it back to what we're here for. We'll talk about the title race as well. Massive watch-along a week today at this time. Biggest game of the season. Some people are saying it's the biggest game of the decade. They're lying, but it's the biggest game of the season. It's Man City against Liverpool next week in the Premier League, and that game will have a big part to say in who's going to win the league, definitely. So we'll talk about that a little bit as well. But obviously Tottenham entertaining Newcastle. Newcastle have been much improved, as we know. But before we get into that, let me just remind you that the show is sponsored by Manscaped. It's time for a spring clean. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger, and Manscaped have got the tools for the job. Trusted by over 4 million men worldwide. You can get 20% off plus free worldwide shipping with the code FOOTY. And as I said, free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Let's check out what they've got. Well, they've got the Lawnmower 4.0, a new multifunctional on and off switch, plus a travel lock for people who like to travel, the ability to turn the LED light on and off for a more precise shave. It's also got adjustable lengths if you want to do it at different lengths. And of course, it's got wireless charging system. We're using electromagnetic induction, which can help battery life. Also, it's got a lovely little bit of logo on there and chrome finishing, very, very attractive, which is good as well. And alongside the Lawnmower 4.0, you can get the performance package where you can get the Weed Whacker, which is for up there, and your ears if you're that old. They also got the Crop Preserver, the Crop Provider, very comfy boxer shorts, and a travel bag. And again, because Manscaped care about everyone watches That's Football, they're giving you a huge 20% off plus free shipping when you click the link in the description and use the code FOOTY. Really good products. That's for your nose if you're old enough. I am. That's for that if you're old enough, which actually is relevant, I suppose, in many ways. Links in the video description for it. 20% off, free worldwide shipping. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Very good products, and you can get 20% off, of course. There was something else I was going to say as well that I completely forgotten. Yes, the QR code is on the screen. This works really well with your phone. Just turn your camera on. You can try it out now if you want. Make sure your camera's on. Hold it up to that QR code. It will say a website. You press it, it takes you straight there. So you can do that way as well. Big shout out to Manscaped. And I wish they'd sponsor United, because United desperately need to show some balls, don't they? But everybody else but United at the moment, which is a shame. Do I think Everton will go down? Well, look, let's go through the team news for this game first. Then we'll have a look at the wider Premier League weekend. 25 minutes to kick off, so we've got a bit of time. The team news for Tottenham and Newcastle is as follows. Lloris, Romero, Eric Dyer, Davies, Doherty, Emerson Royale at left back. I think this guy's a joke. I think this Emerson Royale is a joke. I mean, some Spurs fans tell me he's quite decent. I think he's a bit of a joke, to be honest with you. Then they've got Bentancur and Højbjerg, who I think have been really good recently for Spurs. And then you've got Kulevski, Son and Kane, who I think as a front three are absolutely fantastic. And I think Kante's brought in two really good players for Spurs. Bentancur and Kulevski from Juventus have just been game changers. There's always a risk when you bring players in from Serie A, 100%, but they've settled in really, really well and they've made a big difference. Newcastle and under Eddie Howe have improved massively. Dubravka, Manquillo, Shah, Byrne and Targay. Willock, Shelvey, Joel Linton and Fraser, Wood and St Maximin. I mean, the great thing I would say about Eddie Howe is that you look at that team again, the front six, Willock, Shelvey, Joe Linton, Fraser, Wood and St Maximin. And I think that it's not a team that you think couldn't get relegated, but it just shows you how Eddie Howe has got a few signings in and has really improved them. So I think you missed the biggest club game, 2-1 to Celtic, so Stephen. Yeah, I couldn't be bothered with that today, to be honest. But I think that they've done good. They've done good, Newcastle, and he's done very well. Trippier's injured. Some people on about Trippier. So yeah, he's done a good job there, Newcastle. And I think when you look at, somebody was just saying there, Everton have just lost, of course. Donny van der Beek didn't play, by the way, because he was injured with a thigh injury before the kickoff. But if you look down at the bottom of the table at the moment, Newcastle are going to stay up. They've got 31 points. They've played 29 games. They're 9 points from safety, and Newcastle will be absolutely fine. They don't need to worry about what's going on behind them. Spurs are currently in 6th place, 51 points, same as West Ham, but they've got 2 games in hand on West Ham. Arsenal are 3 points ahead of them, but Arsenal have got a game in hand on them. We're doing a watch-along for Arsenal tomorrow night, and to be fair, the results for Arsenal have gone very well this weekend so far. They're looking very comfortable for top 4 and may have aspirations of closing up on Chelsea, considering they've got a game in hand on Chelsea and they play Chelsea in that game in hand as well. If they were to win tomorrow, they'd only be 2 points off Chelsea. So Arsenal looking at Chelsea, not looking behind them, and the season gets better and better for them. But a Spurs win today would put some pressure onto Arsenal, and I think that's what they've got to try and do, considering they will be playing them as well. So it's a must-win game for Spurs. Newcastle, I fancy Spurs to win this 2-0, but as I say, Newcastle, I think they've done the work now. They've done the work to make themselves safe since Christmas to now. And looking at the relegation battle, you've got Watford obviously losing to Liverpool today. They've played 30 games, got 22 points. They're 3 points off Everton, but Everton have got 2 games in hand, but it's points on the board that matter. So I don't know, maybe Watford could overtake Everton. I think the big one is, can Burnley acquire some points to overtake Everton? Leeds not necessarily out of it, but with 30 points you'd feel that Leeds are looking good. I'd say the bottom 3 are probably the most likely to go down. Watford, Burnley and Norwich. It's just whether Burnley or Watford can acquire enough points to give Everton a bit of a problem. I mean, Everton have got a massive game at home next week against United. We're not playing well, and Everton, can they produce a result when it really matters? Massive game on Wednesday night as well between Burnley and Everton. I hadn't noticed that. That's huge. If Everton can beat Burnley at Turf Moor, they'd probably stay up and knock Burnley down. So Burnley's next 3 games are massive. They've got Everton at home, Norwich away, and then they've got West Ham away. So Burnley could be heading out of the Premier League very, very soon. I don't know what you're on about, Goldbridge. You're always having a go at Burnley. We'll be fine. We've just been taking our time. We're just making it a little bit more interesting. But, me and the lads, we've been down London town before. We're going to get some points. And we're going to start off with Everton at the weekend. I want Burnley to get relegated, says Marvu. The first season, I don't want Burnley to get relegated, and they probably will. Every other year, I've sort of wanted them to go down, but I think that I don't want them to go down, and I think they probably will go down. Okay, so let's have a look at some of these super chats as well. Mark, you're kidding me. Why are you doing more Spurs Arsenal games? No point. We aren't getting top 4 yesterday. Draw is that. Spend your Sundays doing other things. Andrew, why are you here then? Simple as that. I always do watch-alongs, and we haven't done a watch-along on That's Football this weekend. And to be honest with you, I do enjoy watching football. And basically, my club's Manchester United. I get no enjoyment out of them, so I may as well try and get some enjoyment watching other matches. What did I have for lunch? Says Aussie. What did I have for lunch today? Stew. Beef stew with some lovely potato wedges, greens, and then I had a sticky toffee pudding with cream for pudding. Cashback. Can't wait for the Champions League, Mark. Some huge games to come, says Leroy. Well, exactly. On Andrew's advice there, don't bother watching any football anymore. Well, Man United aren't in the Champions League, and I think there's some massive games in the Champions League to come this week that I'm really looking forward to. We have got this game, obviously, as a watch-along. I've not started it to end it. Tomorrow, we've got Arsenal Crystal Palace at Crystal Palace. And then Tuesday, the fun really does begin. We've got Benfica against Liverpool in Portugal at 8 o'clock. And we've got Man City against Atletico Madrid at 8 o'clock. Double watch-along on this channel. Then Wednesday, we've got Chelsea against Real Madrid and Villarreal against Bayern Munich. Again, another double watch-along. And next week, there's only a week between the two there. But we will keep you up to date with Burnley Everton on Wednesday night as well, because that's a very, very big game in the context of the Premier League. So, I didn't watch the Old Firm now. I just sort of kept up to date with what the score was. Leighton, I will be up early next Sunday for the Australian GP as well. Yes, definitely. So, next Sunday is going to be massive. Big win for the Mags today, says Alfie. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, I think that... next Sunday is going to be massive, isn't it? I mean, I was just having a quick look. Manchester United will not ruin my weekend because they're playing at 12:30 against Everton. You've then got on the Sunday, Man City, Liverpool at 4:30. So very, 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 very much looking forward to that. Everton and Man United on the Saturday at 12:30. Villa Spurs at 5:30. Might do that, might not do that. Might do that, might not do that. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Masters watch along. What's that? Is that golf? Nah. I'm not here for that, man. Not here for that. It's always great when I'm high and I see you live, Mark, says Brian. Thank you very much. I say subscribe. We're very close to 640,000, which is a nice round number. We're only 100 subscribers away, so please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the channel. Everyone's welcome on here. Fish finger sandwiches or cheesy beans on toast, says 58 Go. Oh, I love fish finger sandwiches. I do like beans on toast with a bit of cheese on the top, but you can't beat fish finger. I tell you what, let's just do a poll. Let's do a Graham. We'll just go either or on this one straight away. We'll go fish finger sandwich, cheesy beans on toast. You decide in the chat. I'd go fish finger sandwich myself. Bit of mayo, bit of ketchup, probably a little bit of lettuce as well. You're jamming, and I hope you like jamming too. Any decision on your career mode? Oh, I tell you what. All I'm going to say is this career mode tomorrow, which is going to start on Twitch. You'll get your highlights on here. TUSFC finished on Friday. The last highlights package went up on yesterday. What a great career mode that's been. You vote. I did say, shall I do another season? And people voted 60% to 40% to start a new career mode. New career mode starts tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I've been talking to Matt about it, who does the graphics and the highlights, and we've got a brilliant career mode, and there's some brilliant Easter eggs in it as well. All I can say is some TUSFC ultras live on in the new career mode, but it's not TUSFC, so you've got to watch tomorrow. Love the content. Thoughts on Guimarães, says Alan the Bold. Is he injured for Newcastle? I was looking forward to watching him play today, actually. I think he's really shrewd signing for Newcastle, and I'm a little bit disappointed that he's not playing today. I think he's on the bench, isn't he? Actually, I think he's on the bench. So, yeah, a little bit disappointed he's not playing. Not sure why not. Let me know. Will you do a Eurovision Song Contest once watch along? No, I don't watch it, The Hills. It's a scam. It's a fix. I think Man City and Liverpool will win 2 trophies each, says Chaos Jokers. And it's because he played for Brazil, says Three Nose Ball. And he has been pretty good, says Shush. Mark, make a highlights video of all your best moments from TUSFC. Yes, we are going to do that, Fading Ghost. That will be probably going up tomorrow morning. Manchester United, a lot of people giving United a bit of stick. Fair enough. We deserve it. I'm not going to argue with that. Will we see a bit of Harry Bain today?
Oh, Harry Bain. I might see a bit of Harry Bain today. Oh, yes, I wouldn't be surprised.
Will you play Joel Linton before Bruno, says Bath. And Liverpool for the quadruple, says Jack. God, I hope no. I really hope not. There is a United Stand show at 8 o'clock. Ricky's on the show as well. We're going to be talking about quite a few big topics in relation to that. But we're here for Tottenham against Newcastle. And look, the way the weekend's gone, I'm going to go that Tottenham will win 2-0. Newcastle have been much better recently. And I think it's a big test for Spurs, to be honest. They are in a position where they've got no European football. They've got no FA Cup football. So from Spurs' point of view, it's about where they're going to be next season. You can guarantee that Kante would love to get them in the Champions League, and that would be a huge tick in the box for him. Looking at Spurs' next few games, they've got Newcastle here, then they've got Villa next Saturday, then they've got Brighton at home, Brentford away, Leicester at home, followed by Liverpool away, Burnley and Norwich. They've still got the game against Arsenal as well. I don't think there's a really clear run of fixtures for Spurs to go and say, yeah, we're going to get top four. But the challenge is certainly there for them. And I think what I'm looking at Spurs today is, because United beat Spurs. We beat them at Old Trafford a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? But what I'm looking at today is, what is this Spurs team like? Is it evolving under Kante, or is it the same Spurs side? And what I mean by that is, I watched Spurs play a couple of times about a month ago, where they were played off the park by Southampton and Wolves at home. Now, is that going to happen again, or are they actually improving under Kante? And I think that's what we're looking at here, because their front three is very good. Kulievski, Son, and Kane. It's an exciting front three. The midfield, I think Højbjerg is massively underrated, and Bentancur is settling in properly. But I do think that Spurs' business, in Spain, especially in relation to this guy, Kulievski, this is a player that anybody who knows anything about European football, you'd be talking about him as a potential really top player of the future. So for Spurs to acquire him from Juventus the way that they have, on a loan to buy, I just think it's a great bit of business. And yeah, they do struggle with consistency, definitely. I think that's the challenge for sure. So yeah, let's see what we get from Spurs today. If they're really going to challenge for top four, then they'll win today. Chaos Jokers, do you think Everton will go down? I think I'll run a poll on that. First of all, let me just tell you what the score on this one was. Fish finger sandwich won with 60% of the votes over cheesy beans on toast. You only get that sort of poll on here. The fact that the board were really impressed with Ten Hag's interview worries me that he just agreed to everything they wanted, says Jamie. And how do you feel about Greenwood coming back into the squad, says Mr. Deadshot? Well, he's not, so I don't need to feel anything, because he's not. That's a complete and utter lie, confirmed by Manchester United 2 days ago. So, are Everton going down? That's the next poll. When I look at the league table, I see Everton on 25 points. They've got 10 games to go, and they need, if you get 40 points, you'll stay up. You might stay up with less than 40 points this year, but 40 points has got to be the aim. They've got Burnley on Wednesday. If they win that game on Wednesday, they've got a great chance of staying up. Then they've got United on Saturday lunchtime. I think Everton have got to look at these next two games. I think Everton have got to look at these next few games and look at the players and look at the structure. But I think they've got to look at the next two games and go, Burnley away is a 6-pointer. United at home. United are not playing well. We're at home. They've got to take at least, I would say, 4 points from those two games. Because after that, Leicester at home, maybe they can get something out of Leicester, maybe not. But Liverpool away, nothing. You're not getting anything there. Chelsea at home, probably nothing. They've got to play Leicester away as well. That'll be difficult. Brentford at home, sort of difficult. Emirates, Everton, difficult as well. So they've got two more games to be rearranged, which I'm not sure who they've got. I don't know why they're not arranged yet. But I think Everton have got to take 4 points from the next two games, and that will decide whether they're going to stay up or not. So Burnley away on Wednesday is a massive game, and then United at home next Saturday lunchtime. And if they take 4 points from those two games, I think they'll stay up. If they lose them both, I think they're going to go down. And yeah, that's my answer to that. No one wants Greenwood back. He's disgusting for what he's done. I'd be ashamed if he was allowed back anywhere near, let alone United, says Jack. Mate, it's just social media being social media. There's certain United fans who really just want to cling on to anything no matter what it does to their morals. He's not coming back at the moment. He's still under investigation, and it's just a silly little Twitter rumour made up by sad little people. And most United fans aren't even thinking about it, don't even want to think about it. You know, he's not a United player at the moment. That's as simple as that. Domino's Pizza's just arrived, says Scott Parker. And would you take Bergwijn at United, Mark? No. For the simple reason, what has he done at Spurs? I don't want to take on other people's scraps, really, which is why I don't want Poch. I've had enough of scrappy pieces of scrap from Spurs. Everton should sack Lampard right away. It was a risky signing. When you want to stay up, giving Frank Lampard a job was a big risk, wasn't it? Everton's game in hand are Watford and Palace, says Lee. Well, yeah, there you go. Watford's a big game as well, isn't it? But the advantage that a Burnley and a Watford have over an Everton is that when the going gets tough, Daichi gets rough. He's used to it. Burnley are used to being in this situation. Watford probably have some experience of it as well. Everton wouldn't expect to be in this situation. Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, Michael Keane, Yerry Mina, Donny van der Beek, Alan, they're not going to be used to being in a title in a relegation battle, and that is why Everton need to start getting points soon. I think if Everton put themselves in the bottom three, they won't get out. They're not in the bottom three at the moment, and that's got to be their thing. Thank you, Tom. Can Arsenal get third, Mark? Says Dara. Well, at the moment, that's what you've got to go for as an Arsenal fan. It's sort of opened up for you a little bit. I don't know what happened with Chelsea yesterday. Try the new dildo cookie, says Football Manager, says Mike. I don't know what went wrong with Chelsea and Brentford yesterday. I predicted Brentford would go down, and I think I was going to be right. I thought they were really faltering, and then they've brought Eriksen in, and that win against Burnley. But Eriksen has just made... I mean, he's a top-class player, Eriksen. He was a top-class player at Spurs. And even before they were 0-0, they were doing absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, it's interesting. It is interesting. Ten Hag would want Bergwijn though, says Jory, and apparently I've been baited. I don't even know why. I'm just reading what I've said. Let's have a look. I can't even see how I've been baited there. So if you've seen it, well done. I can't even see it, so you can't really be baited if I don't know what I've said there. I've just read it back again and I still don't get it. No, I'm still not getting this. I need someone to spell it out a little bit better than that. Yeah. New deal. I think you're stretching with that. I think I know what it's trying to say. I think that come on, that's really crap. That's not baited. Dildo. I think we're better than that. I think that's quite poor, really. If that's what it is, nah, I'm not having that. If that makes you laugh, I think we've got problems with the chat there. It's poor. That's poor. I'm not having that. If you're laughing at it, fair play. You probably laugh at the sun and stuff like that and think it tells the truth. But I'm not having that. I don't think it's I think that's quite a bad one, really, which is why it took me so long to read it. Anyway, we move on. Defoe there, Spurs against Newcastle. I think Newcastle are in their nice away kit here, aren't they? I do quite like the Newcastle away. Well, they will be in the away kit because they can't wear the black and white stripes. So, not a bad little tracksuit top there. So, get your score predictions in. In fact, I'll do one for you. 57% think Everton are going to go down. We'll end that poll there. I personally don't agree with that. Don't forget to do a stretch before the game, says Noel. Thank you very much. So, let's do a little score prediction in the poll. Spurs win. Draw. I'm going to go Spurs to win 2-0. You can get voting in the chat there. Please do subscribe, by the way. We're very close to 640,000. We're only 100 subscribers away. So make sure you do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner for that. Players about to come out here. As they do. Most people going with the Spurs win at the moment, which is what I would expect. Well, actually, I wouldn't expect it because I think Newcastle are more than capable of getting something here today. The lad they've bought in from Brighton's decent as well. Check out my career mode tomorrow, actually. Brighton have got a very good striker in this career mode, but I will say no more. If you know, you know, and you don't know. Kulievski hat-trick, says a Tamore. I still believe Ollie could have won the Champions League, says Smoo. And Celtic are 6 points clear at the top, aren't they now, football memes? So they're looking very, very good. Ignore these children marks, says Mank. Love from Jamaica. On vacation, trying to forget how awful United are. End the season now. Just get the new manager in. That's what I want. Get a new manager in, start the rebuild now. Mark, prime Alexander Pato or prime Adriano, says Harvey Kelly. I would say... I'd say I mean, Adriano was... I remember Adriano on the front of Pro Evo, and he was meant to be like the greatest thing ever, wasn't he? And it just never really materialised. So I'd say the same. I think they're similar, quite not similar players, but similar sort of ceilings that they didn't achieve. Spurs are very inconsistent. I could see a draw, says Kevin. Unrelated, but do you think religion defines a person, says Lay? I don't really have any thoughts on that, to be honest with you. I'm not snubbing the question. I just don't. Where's Reguilon? Where's Reguilon? I would have thought he would be playing this game today. Must be injured again. Big player for Spurs. A big miss. Really, really, really important player in their system, and he's not playing. Yeah, that's the Newcastle away kit. I quite like it. I can see why people don't, but I do quite like it. He's injured again, Reguilon. Thanks everyone in the chat for letting me know. Injured in training. Right, so let's get ready to go. Remember, we're sponsored by Manscaped. You can get 20% off with the code FOOTY. They do ship worldwide. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger, and very good products, as I said. And you can scan the QR code with your phones by just holding it up to the screen with your camera on, and get 20% off and free shipping worldwide. Give it a go. Thanks everyone who's tuning in as per usual. Let's get that tweet out. Let's get ready to go. I've got my timer ready as well. We are ready and waiting for the referee to kick the game off. Ten Hag or Zidane? I would go with Ten Hag. In my humble opinion. Eric Dyer or Maguire, says Ashok. I'd say on this season, you'd probably have to say. Can't wait for That's What Racing next week, Mark, says Julian. Yeah, I've missed it this weekend, to be honest. I'd say on current form, you'd have to go Eric Dyer. I mean, whether Harry Maguire's a better centre-back on top form, I would argue there's a debate to be had there. But honestly, on current form, Eric Dyer's better than Harry Maguire. He was okay yesterday, but even as an okay performance yesterday, he's the captain of the team and he captained a sinking ship. So, describe your perfect roast dinner. Even the saucer, says Chris. It depends on the mood, mate. I mean, sometimes I like a good roast pork with a good stuffing, apple sauce, roast potatoes, carrots, the works. But I do like quite like my Christmas dinner at Christmas. Sometimes I like a good roast beef with some Yorkshire puddings, horseradish sauce, things like that. Or different moods for different roast dinners. Really, it's a bit like a Saturday night takeaway. Anyway, the timer's not on the screen, but I have started the timer. That's frustrating. Why is that not working? There it is. Okay, Mark, do you think we'll come up from the Championship, says Joel Morris? Do you think who do you think will come up from the Championship? I think it'd be Fulham and Bournemouth in the top two, and then take your pick in the playoffs, because even the team that goes well into the playoffs doesn't necessarily win the playoffs, do they? So, I mean, to be fair, Forest are doing well at the moment, so they're looking good. But I think it's a big ask for them to go up. To predict who's going to go up now. Early free kick for Newcastle here to put a cross in. And headed away by Spurs. Watch out for this Emerson Royal. I think he's a real liability for Spurs. And I suppose it's injury issues that have caused that. Who bought him? Was it Nuno or Kante? Who bought Emerson for Spurs? Because I really think he's quite bad. Do a poll for Maguire versus Matic. No, sorry, Maguire versus Dyer. I will in a minute. Nuno bought him, yeah. Mark, would you take Arteta over Rangnick till the end of the season? No, I don't see the point in that, Anonymous. I think that why would you get rid of Rangnick now? For what reason? Like, we're out of all the trophies, and we're probably not going to finish top four. And some people don't really care if we finish in Europe, in the Conference League or the Europa League. So I wouldn't make any change to United now. It's about who we appoint in the summer. If Newcastle win this and Gunners win tomorrow, do you think Arsenal get top four? Says Mushy. I think if Arsenal win tomorrow at Palace, that's a massive, massive, massive win. Because Palace are playing well. You're away from home. Away, let's smash these for having a crap stadium name, says Alex Taylor. What is Spurs Stadium called? I never know. I always go to call it White Hart Lane, and clearly it's not. I know it's built on the ground that was White Hart Lane, but I don't know what it's called. Is it called the Tottenham Stadium or something? I don't know. I just do not know. Tempted to Google it. Why does everyone bang on about Dyer for England? He's completely average and had his chances. Other people need a go, says Adam. I agree with you, Adam. I think people go on about Dyer because Maguire and Mings are still getting picked. Mark, should Jared Bowen be in the World Cup squad? I can't understand why he's not, Super. I can't understand why he's not getting a run out for England. It's called the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They're going to get a sponsor, aren't they? There's no way they're calling that the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That's just a holding name, isn't it? Like, it really is. It's like when your child's born and you don't know what to call it, so you just call him or her. Yeah, we really like him. We just haven't got a name for him at the moment. Yeah, we love the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but we haven't got a name for it yet. I think Jared Bowen to Liverpool would be a really good signing. I just don't think they'll bother doing it now. Eric Dyer is a centre-back that I don't massively rate, but to be honest, under Kante, he's done a lot better than... Lovely ball by Harry Kane, well read by Joel Linton. And what is the keeper doing here? It's all right. Nice little ball out. That's better. It's getting better now. Well, what was that you said to me? Just say the words and now we'll be free. Here we go. Spurs on the attack. Ben Davis into Doherty, who's playing... Actually, Doherty's playing left wing back and Emerson Royale's playing right wing back. Would you ever sell the United stand, and for how much as assuming man? How much do you think it would be worth? And I'll answer the question. Bentancur with the shot. Goes for a corner. The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, says Harry Malanda. It's a bit early in the mid. So it's a corner to Spurs here. 5 minutes gone. What would I like the result to be? Newcastle win, really. Yeah. Or a draw. £50p for the United stand. Yeah, some people would say that. Fiver maybe, says Jack. 750 grand, says Zach. Cross comes in from Son. Keeper comes out and gets it. Well done. Good keeping there. Another corner. I don't know what happened there. It's another corner for Spurs. I think he's asked for it to be taken. I didn't watch the derby between Rangers and Celtic. No, Celtic won 2-1. Front post header there by Eric Dyer, and it's gone for a corner. No, it's gone for a goal kick. When are you collabing with the Sidemen? I don't know. I haven't collabed with anybody for ages, actually. I had a bit of a good run last year where I was doing quite a few bits, mainly because I did driving with Goldbridge. But yeah, I've just got that sort of... I've got that place in the industry where no one wants to work with me. I think they're trying to say something. Yeah, I just do our own thing, really, I suppose. Come to Thailand, Mark, says Lay. Well, Bangkok. United are playing Liverpool in Bangkok, aren't they? As an Arsenal fan, I'd be more worried about United with Ten Hag than Poch. I think I speak for most other club fans about that, says Michael. You do learn a lot about rival fans. You do learn about decision making from rival fans. I desperately wanted Liverpool to keep Roy Hodgson. Liverpool fans would desperately want to get rid of him, but a lot of Liverpool fans wanted us to desperately keep Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You can learn at football. It's one of the greatest ways to learn in football is from your rivals, because basically go opposite what your rivals think unless they're being humble, and that's quite a humble opinion there that came in from Michael, because he's being honest. As an Arsenal fan, he doesn't want us to get Ten Hag, he wants us to get Pochettino. And the reason he doesn't want us to get Eric Ten Hag is because there's that possibility that he actually could be a really good manager that can rebuild Man United. Whereas with Pochettino, the likelihood is he's not going to be, because he's just not that type of a manager. So I said it before as well. I used to get mates when like Villa would play United or whatever, and they'd go, "I hope Fellaini's playing today." Not because they think he's good, but because they think he's crap. So you do learn a lot from that. You know, it's like if United are playing Everton next week. I'm a bit disappointed that Michael Keane's not going to play. Although he might be playing because he'll miss the Burnley game, actually. So that's quite good for us, because I think he's a liability. What's so good about Ten Hag? Chicken. Well, I haven't got time to talk about it. There's loads of videos on the United stand. Good cross come in, headed away by Newcastle. Spurs doing a bit of pushing here. And Mark, is United stand coming down to Melbourne for United, says Taha. I don't know yet, mate. I haven't even thought about it. Here's Son. Nice ball into Kulievski, into the box. Good tackle, but he'll still get hold of it. And Spurs still on the edge of the box here. Little bit of possession. That's the door. Eric Dyer. Emerson Royale. Newcastle holding their shape up quite well here. Just want to see this through and see if Spurs actually do anything with it. They're going side to side around the edge of Newcastle's box. Newcastle got a lot of good shape here though, and now Spurs end up going deeper to Højbjerg. Favourite away day? I mean, I don't get to go to many home games anymore, let alone away games, but my favourite away ground that's not United is... my favourite ground that's not United. I really do like Goodison Park, and obviously we're playing there next weekend. I do like Goodison Park. Everton going down would be really shocking, Stephen Kelly. I do agree. I don't think they will. I think it will be Burnley, Watford and Norwich, to be honest. I think Leeds have done enough to stay up now. Obviously Newcastle have done enough to stay up. So it's going to be 3 from the bottom 4 as it stands. And I think Everton will have too much to stay up. Nice ball into Harry Kane here on the edge of the box. Newcastle playing a very deep line here. And now, good work here. Newcastle definitely going to be playing on the break, I think. Spurs again pushing here. We're not really seeing an end to this possession of Spurs. You don't really see this very often unless you're watching a Man City or a Liverpool. Spurs really camped on the edge of Newcastle's box here. There's no... Can't take your eyes off it. Not that there's loads of chances, just that they're just constantly in and around Newcastle's box and they can't get out. Could be a very interesting game, this. Newcastle parking the bus 100% at the moment in the first 10 minutes. Creed or Rocky, says Lake. Rocky for me. I don't mind Creed, but I can't massively get into it. Rocky 4 is a lovely film. I'd love to watch it again. Let's do it. Why is Bruno Guimaraes not playing for Newcastle? I think he's. I think it's because he played for Brazil. Mark, do you think Leeds would have stayed up with Bielsa, says Brian? I think we'll never know. But the thing is, I think Bielsa had a lot of injury problems, and I think Calvin Phillips and Bamford being back would have made a big difference. So I think Leeds would have stayed up with Bielsa, to be honest. But you can see why they did it. Yes, shout out TUFFC. I'll tell you what, the career mode that's kicking off tomorrow, you're going to love it. If you're disappointed about the end of TUSFC, which I was for a little bit until discussing the new project, I was like, oh, this is brilliant. It lives on, basically. Hi, Mark. In the past couple of videos, I've seen a lot of super chats that tried to wind you up. Do you think these could be United players doing this, says Greg? I haven't noticed, to be honest, but there could be. They've got, to be honest, United players have got a lot of spare money to spend, haven't they? I've never thought about that. I wonder if there are United players doing super chats. Never thought about that. I mean, look, it sounds a little bit... Look, a lot of footballers watch YouTube football content. But I'd advise United players not to watch United stand at the moment because you're getting absolutely pounded. But then again, what can they watch? Newcastle finally on the attack, but then lovely play from Romero to bring it out from the back. He's getting better and better. I think he'll have a big season. I think the thing for Spurs really is, can you keep Kante? Let me just read this out. I'm very interested to think... Here's Harry Kane. I'm very interested to see if they will keep Kante. Spurs win 53%, draw 21% and 26% for Newcastle to win. That was our result of our poll. Thanks everyone who's watching, by the way. Please smash a like and subscribe, bottom right hand corner. And only Bruno and Valencia might get to this Tottenham squad. Varane. Spurs has a better squad than us, says Jazz. Do you think Kante... I will be doing a movie night sometime on Twitch later, and I'm just waiting for a decent film to come on Amazon Prime. Kane! Oh, just wide, edge of the box. Spurs are pushing here. They're knocking on the door. They've started off quite well, Spurs. Hungry. It's amazing how many teams have come back from the international break with a buzz, and United came back like they were playing a testimonial match for Harry Maguire. Absolute crap. Jaws 2's not on Amazon Prime to watch at the moment, mate. Which is a shame. Mark, get a real job, says Daniel. I've just read a troll out, but Daniel, you'd love to do what I do. You sad, jealous little person. And hi Mark, should Bowen go to Qatar? Says Toby. Was he in the? Well, two questions. Was Jared Bowen in the England squad for the friendlies? Because I don't remember him coming on. I don't know whether he's part of the squad or not, but he should be. And yes, he should be going to Qatar. Yes, of course he should. Romero is getting. I agree with Alicia. I think Romero is getting better and better every time I watch him, which is what prompted me to ask the next question. Chelsea got more fans than Arsenal. Agree, Mark, says Cyrus. It doesn't matter how many fans you've got. No, Jared Bowen didn't go because he was injured. Thank you very much for that. Lots of people in the chat. Man United have got loads of fans. We're not very good. If USA beats England the day after Thanksgiving, the sport will officially be called soccer, says AJ. I am looking forward to the World Cup now. You know, I think that World Cup draw. I think most people look forward to the World Cup. I much prefer domestic football, but I'm looking forward to that World Cup now. I think it's going to be a bit of a novelty. But do you think Kante will stay at Spurs? I think this is so important to Spurs' future. We need more than just a CDM marks marketing, James. Oh yeah, 100%. Free kick for Spurs here, about 30 yards out. I think if Spurs keep Kante, Harry Kane will stay. If they can keep Kante and keep Kane, I think Spurs can have a good season next year. Because I see the basics of a good side. They're not quite where Arsenal are yet. I think Arsenal, you add a striker to that team and a CDM and they're going to get better. But I think Spurs, if you can keep Kante and keep Harry Kane and build up with the team that you've got, I think Spurs will be a good side next year. I don't think Mark can sell United Stan because he is United Stan. We wouldn't watch the videos if he was some random Donny presenting. Mark is top, says Joseph. Oh yeah, I would definitely stay on. Free kick, not too bad from Eric Dyer, but it was wide. But have we got any Spurs fans watching? What do you think is going to happen with Kante? Is there any prospect of him going? I tell you what, Harry Kane would be a bloody idiot to leave Spurs to come to United. That would make me laugh.
I'm Harry Kane. I want to leave Spurs to win trophies, Mark. Yes, that's why I'm going to leave to Manchester United. I'm going to United to win trophies. I'm going to win trophies from doing fuck all in the week when the European football's on. Yes, that's why I'm going to go there. I'm going to United to win the Champions League, even though they're not in it.
Yeah, it'd be stupid to leave Spurs for United. But if he does leave Spurs for United, all this nonsense about leaving Spurs to win trophies, you're leaving Spurs for the money, mate. You're leaving Spurs for the money. But yeah, Kante could end up at PSG. I've always said that. I think I did a video on this about a month ago. Watch out for Kante going to PSG because I think he would fit PSG like a glove. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We're only 100 away from 640,000 subscribers. Red Dead Redemption will return, Danny. It will return. I promise you that. It will. You sound like Bane. That's the whole point.
I'm Harry Bane. I'm Harry Bane. That mask really hurts. If I take it off, I'm in agony. And
that's the clearance. We're also sponsored by Manscaped. Don't worry. I'm not going to do a live demo, but you can get 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code FOOTY. Just go across there to scan the QR code with your phone and you can trim your grass to make the yard look bigger. Very good products. And I'm a Spurs fan and feel Kante will stay, says Studios. I'm a United fan and I said I feel like I'm an alcoholic. No, I'm not. I just feel like it's a bit of a therapy class. Let's all do it. I'm an Arsenal fan and I'm really happy and I never thought I would be. I'm a Spurs fan and I'm really anxious about whether Kante is going to stay. I'm a Manchester United fan and we're screwed. No, I'm a Man United fan and in January, when we had a good chance of top four, I said we won't get top four. I said we won't get top four and we're going to end up in the worst position we've been in since the Premier League started. And I'm absolutely correct. We are now in the worst position we've been in since the Premier League started. And we're not going to get top four. And I actually think next season could get worse. Because Arsenal will be better. Newcastle will be better. Villa will be better. And if Spurs keep Kante, they will be better. So forget Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City and what they're going to do. we're going to have Arsenal, Spurs, Villa and Newcastle next season stronger. And that's even without potentially Leicester getting stronger, Wolves getting stronger. So United are in a big problem next year because Pogba will go, Cavani will go, and we will be left with Bruno, who I think his powers are diminishing by the game, Ronaldo, who's obviously diminishing because he's getting older, Varane, who, to be honest, is going to start dropping off as well because he's getting older, and then we're stuck with all the crap. Mark, did you hear what Mika said on Match of the Day last night? These Liverpool and Man City teams are the best we've ever seen. You said they would. Oh, yeah. Lazy. Addy, lazy. I'm so glad that you've called that out because every year it happens. I was saying it in the international break. At some point in the next few weeks, somebody on Sky, BT, or Match of the Day will say, this Liverpool or this Man City side are the best ever. It's the most predictable, lazy nonsense, and it comes out every year because people are obsessed with now being better. And it's not. For one, they're incomparable, but for two, no one's won anything yet. So how can they be the best ever when they've not won anything yet? Wait and see if they win a treble or whatever. Had to carry my shopping about half a mile home because there's not a single parking space near my house. Hope Spurs get relegated. Pay and display FC, says Salim. He's always here. He's back again. Salim, he lives near the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Actually, Salim, it's well timed. So Salim always tweets, gives us a super chat when Spurs are playing at home. He struggles for parking because he lives near there, and obviously the Spurs game causes him problems. The stadium is called the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Salim. What would you like it to be called? Because I bet you've got some great names. Spurs fan here. I hope Kante stays and gets financial backing. The difference he's made compared to Nuno has been incredible. It's all down to Daniel Levy, though, says 9G. I'll say it again. Shelvey with a shot. Newcastle are in here. Wait a minute. Willock. Lovely play by Willock. Great block. Who blocked that? Romero. What a block by Romero. He's getting better and better by the week. Better and better by the week. It was lovely play by Willock. But that's a fantastic block by Romero. We'd already been giving him a lot of praise anyway. He's getting better and better by the week, though. Lovely block. But yeah, I mean, thanks to the Spurs fans who are getting involved because I'll be absolutely honest. Let me just read these chats. Can we sell Maguire to Qatar? They can afford it, says Leon. And to be honest, Mark, if Ralph won't be involved with the decision making and they go for Poch, then why did they sack Ollie, says Rashid. Yeah, but Romano keeps saying that Ranić is involved. I'm going to write that down as a topic for later on, but I don't really know what's going on there. But no, I'll go back to what I was saying before. I wanted Manchester United to get Kante, and I really wish we had got Kante. So whatever you think as Spurs fans, whether we should get Poch or not, the reality is I do think you've got a very good manager in Kante, and I think your future is dependent on keeping him. I think Kante is, if you can keep him at the club, he's a winner. And there's no guarantees, but he's the right manager for Spurs, and I think if he can get you, I mean, look, if you get Champions League football, that's unbelievable, isn't it? I think realistically for Spurs, if they can finish fifth would be good for Spurs. Sixth maybe is what you're expecting, but if you can get fifth, that'd be a good season. Keep Kante, keep Kane, keep most of these players, and then have a good transfer window. Spurs are going to be competitive next year, and I think Spurs' future is just dependent on whether they can keep Kante, and if they can, they're going to be a good side. I suppose the question is, do you think if Spurs keep Kante and lose Kane, are they going to be a bad team next year? And I actually don't think that they would be. Harry Kane's a very, very good striker. He's world class, but I still think they could be a good team without him if they brought the right player in. The problem is everybody wants a striker this summer. United want one, Arsenal want one. Obviously, Man City are looking for one. Loads of people. Newcastle will want a striker as well. So there's loads of people who want strikers. Please can you shout out my channel, Mark, doing a Southampton career at the moment, because it's Jake. There you go. If you want a Southampton career mode, it's Jake's doing one. Spurs fans apparently will leave if he gets bad players for like Emerson and no left-footed centre-back. He wants a better defence with the players he wants, says Jude. Yeah. Well, I think Arsenal are going to have a very exciting next season. I think Newcastle are going to have a very exciting summer. Spurs, it really depends whether you get Kante or not. So Jordan says Spurs would be better without Kane, only if they got the right striker. Talking about Southampton, you've got a lovely Easter egg in My Career Mode tomorrow. Check it out. Some Easter eggs on My Career Mode. That's all I'm going to say. And there is an Easter egg at Southampton for the Career Mode that starts brand new tomorrow. Spurs in the mud without Kante. Who would replace Kane, says Willem. Exactly. It's not like it's a summer where Spurs could go, well, let's get Schick, let's get Darwin Núñez. I mean, Darwin Núñez at Spurs would be brilliant. If Spurs could lose Kane and get Darwin Núñez, I think you might be all right. But I don't think you're going to get that. How many years until Arsenal win the Premier League, says PS Plays? I think that's a great question, you know, and we get asked it at United all the time. Even though Arsenal are on an upward trajectory, the problem you've got is that you've been finishing 8th for 2 years. You've not been in the Champions League for quite a while. You're now looking like you're going to be in the Champions League. It looks like you're going to finish 4th. The problem you're going to have now is that's really good progression from Arteta. It's really good. It's impressive. I've said it a few times. But are you going to be patient about the next phase? Because basically what Arsenal look like they're going to do is be the best of the rest, which they would have took at the start of the season. In fact, you should be impressed with that. But whether Arsenal can close in on Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City, that's just hard to predict. It's really hard to predict. And I don't know is the honest answer. I don't know if anybody can do that. I think the one team that can do it is Newcastle because they've got the money to do it. I don't know if Arsenal will give the backing. Harry Kane's just got booked here for a foul on St Maximin. Mark, is it a blessing in disguise given that from next season the top 4 is not guaranteed as the Glazers live on Champions League qualification money, says Troy Swords. It could be a blessing in disguise, but to be honest with you, I think what you're on about there is that the Glazers will spend a lot of money in the summer, but they've spent money in the past. We spent £80 million on Harry Maguire. They might throw a lot of money at the problem, but what if they go and just buy the wrong sort of players? Kane's just got booked. Good cross. And it's a corner to Newcastle. 26 minutes gone. Good game here so far. Spurs started off very well in the first 10 minutes. Newcastle have started to find their way back into the game. Must-win game for Spurs, this. Didn't watch WrestleMania last night, but I heard a lot of things about Jake Paul and Stone Cold. Liverpool Man City game next week, Elvis. I mean, we were doing a watch along on here. It's huge. I mean, it's absolutely huge. If Liverpool win that game, they're top of the league and it's in their hands. If Man City win that game, they're top of the league and it's in their hands. And I just think it's going to be an absolute cracker. It's the game of the season. Without a shadow of a doubt. And they're playing each other in the FA Cup the following week as well. And they've got Champions League games in between. City, Liverpool's got a draw written all over it. Well, it might be a draw, but I don't think it'll be a draw in the way that I think if Mourinho was playing Pep, it would be a draw. Pep against Klopp, I don't think they can play for draws. I think it might end up being a brilliant 2-2, but I think a draw is as likely as a win for either team. I think it's just going to be a game where it's just going to be really interesting. Next watch-along, Darren, is tomorrow night, Palace against Arsenal. Then we've got the Champions League games Tuesday, Wednesday. And then obviously next Sunday we've got Liverpool, Man City, as well as slips Kane in. Son, no he doesn't. He goes himself straight at the keeper. We've got 6 a.m. next week. We've got the F1. Thoughts on Gomeres? I tune in every day. Newcastle fan, says Shal. I'm disappointed he's not playing. I don't get to watch a lot of Newcastle, so I was disappointed that Gomeres isn't playing because I do quite a lot of statistic work on Y-Scout, which is a scouting website that a lot of clubs use actually. And Gomeres across Europe this season has got really good stats across the key areas. So I was looking forward to seeing him play. Because a lot of those stats are obviously based on his time in France, but he's on the bench. Hopefully he'll come on. Half the United squad would not be good enough for the Championship, especially the midfield, says Chaos J. Scott McTominay yesterday. It was just awful. I agree effort isn't enough, however I find it hard to criticise Fred at the moment because he's the only one who puts in any cares at all. There's nothing wrong with Fred. Daniel Kirk, unless you're a team that wants to play in the Champions League. He is not a top 6 starter. He's a bench player for the top 6. Put him in that Newcastle team, he'd be one of their best players. But where Newcastle are wanting to go, they wouldn't use him. So I think Fred's a decent player in a mid. Basically, I think Fred's ceiling is 6th. Anything above that, and he just isn't consistent enough. But he's one of the better players at the moment, which says a lot about where United are. As an Iranian, best of luck for the World Cup. We are 21st ranked in the world, and I think we can get out the group in second. Thoughts, Mark, says Kante. Well, I saw some of the headlines. I think the Sun, typically, I think even the Daily Mail were saying what an easy group it is for England in the World Cup. And I'm like, I mean, it's the ignorance that really... No wonder the British get, looked at as arrogant by some other nations, because we are arrogant with stuff like that. United States, I haven't watched them, but people have been talking to me about them for for the last 2 years about how improved they are. Iran, a lot of people are saying they're not a bad side either. And Wales against England, if they go through, that's going to be a difficult game. So we should get through the group, but I don't think it's going to be easy. I think people think we're going to beat USA 6-0, Iran 6-0. I think it's going to be a lot more difficult than people think. Lampard, get out of Everton now, says Northern 2000. I really think Everton should have broken the bank for Potter. He's used to being... I think Potter was perfect for Everton because he's a long-term project. He plays good football, and he's also used to being down near the bottom. So he would have been useful in the short term for the relegation battle, and he would have been very useful for the long-term vision of the club. Now, people said Potter didn't want to leave Brighton. I can't believe that he wouldn't want to leave Brighton to go to a club that's got massive fan base, big club, big finances. His director of football's left Brighton to go to Newcastle, so it's the beginning of the end of Brighton anyway. So I don't know why that wasn't looked at. I just think sometimes we get a bit of favouritism in this country where we go for people whose CV really don't justify it. But it's going to be a big game, big 2 games for Everton. Burnley on Wednesday night and then United on the Saturday. As I said, they need to take 4 points from those 2 games. Half an hour gone here, still 0-0. Very competitive, not many chances. Be a big week for Arsenal if Spurs don't win this, and that should be a yellow card on Davies. If you're going to book... Hey, we're only 30 subscribers away from 640,000. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. How's the game gone so far, says Awoken? It's been all right. I think Newcastle have been well organised as an away side, and Spurs are having to work hard, and it just shows you the improvements of Newcastle, really. I think he played a lot for Brazil in the international break, says Shell. Is Anthony quicker than Marcus Rashford, says SS. SS loves pace. I don't know. Does anyone know who's quicker, Anthony or Rashford? Mark, will TUSFC return? It will return at some point, Suresh. It will not be a TUSFC career mode tomorrow. It's a brand new one, season 1. So I'm excited about that because it'll be all the players now. But what I would say is if you're a fan of TUSFC, there's a few little Easter eggs in my career mode for you tomorrow. I think you'll enjoy it. Thanks for subscribing, Kay. Time for a bit of a stretch here. Not been stretching enough. It's not all about pace anyway, is it? Whether Rashford's quicker than Anthony or not. I mean, I would say Rashford probably is quicker, but it's not all about pace, is it? England kickoff times have been released, says the HTID. Have they now? Have they now? Let's have a look if we can find them then. I mean, it's a bit of time away, but... Oh, I can't find them. Just having a quick look here. If anyone wants to tell, I will read them out. I just don't know where they are. Let's see if they've got them here. Oh, I have got them here. England play Iran at 1 p.m. on the 21st. So on the opening day, you've got Senegal versus Netherlands is the first game. I thought Qatar would be the first game because they're the hosts. It's a bit weird. If he plays enough games by the end of the season, we'll be able to do a Donny head-to-head with our midfielders, Glenn. Yeah, he was meant to play today, wasn't he? But he got injured. He can't play next week because it's United. But I think he'll miss the game against Burnley on Wednesday as well, which is a bit of a blow. Thanks, Glenn. Mark, thank you for what you do. As an American seeing the British media bias, you are a voice of reason, brother, says Matthew. Thank you very much. Yeah, we've got to call it out. There's a lot of... What people forget is that because some of us grew up in a world where the media were the voice, they're not the voice anymore. They're an opinion. And I think people forget that. These ex-players, these pundits, the media, they're an opinion. A newspaper article is quite dangerous because it's one person's opinion being published to millions. But I think people have become aware of that now. The media is not an encyclopedia on what's the right opinion to have. It's just it's an opinion, and it's as flimsy and ice and thin as anybody else's. Henry Reeves says we want a clue on the career mode tomorrow. I might give you one. If you give me a good half-time topic, I might give you one. Odegaard or Bruno? Odegaard. I said it this morning on the United stand, 100%. If you'd have said to me at the start of the season, Arsenal would finish above United, and I'd be sat here saying Odegaard's a better number 10 than Bruno, I'd have said, God, we must have had a bad season, and we've had a very bad season. Odegaard's a better number 10 than Bruno. I love Bruno. He's one of my favourite players. I was desperate for United to buy him, but I think, unfortunately, what's happened with Bruno is he's become what most Man United players become. They come to the club full of enthusiasm and talent, and it basically gets drained out of them, and they become petulant believers of their own hype. And Bruno spends most of his time moaning or on his arse. Good free kick position for Newcastle, right on the edge of the box. Right on the edge of the box, and I think Shelvey has got a bit of a technique here. So 37 minutes gone. It's a really good opportunity for Newcastle. It definitely is a foul by Son. Edge of the box, slightly to the left. Big chance. Mark, sorry for the very general question, but who will win the Premier League, the Champions League and the FA Cup for you, says Cave? Well, I'm hoping... I'd like to see Chelsea win the Champions League. I'd like to see Liverpool win the FA Cup and City win the league. Because then nobody's getting a treble, are they? Stop the Bruno agenda. He's one of my favourite players, Mark. I think I can speak about Bruno more honestly than anybody, because anyone who watches the United stand for any period of time will tell you the obsession I've had about Bruno Fernandes even before he came to the club. It's a shame they haven't got Trippier in this position. You're right, Guru. Hi, Mark. It's Daniel from California again. Hopefully you recognise me anyway. I hope you and the family are doing well. As an Arsenal fan, I hope Spurs bottle it. Much love and keep doing what you're doing. Thanks, Daniel. We will be doing a watch-along for Arsenal tomorrow night against Palace. I think it's going to be a good game. Palace have been brilliant. Obviously, it's Vieira against Arteta. Two ex-Arsenal players, and it's a very, very interesting game. That's a game where you would hope Arsenal would drop points. Now, Targay is going to take this left-footed. No, he's not. It's a goal for Newcastle. They've done it through the wall, and it's Shah, isn't it? Is that Shah? I think his name's Shah. I'm not so sure, but I think it's Shah. Even the keeper's running through. He's put it through the goal. He's put it through the wall, hole in the wall. And Shah, it is Shah. I don't know whether I told you. It's Shah, and it's 1-0 to Newcastle, and that puts a cat amongst the pigeons. 1-0 to Newcastle. And I told you it was a good free kick position for Newcastle. It's turned into a very good free kick position. There is an element of offside to that when he kicks it. Is he interfering with play when that happens? Wood? No, he's not. Leave Wood out of it. Lloris should probably save it, is what I would say as well. I'd be very surprised if there is any element of VAR in it, but Wood is certainly in the line of the ball. Pele reportedly ran 100 metres in 11 seconds. What Pele did before the internet or anything was recorded, I mean, apparently, he wants to claim another 500 goals that he scored in his bedroom. He's run 100 metres in under 11 seconds. What else has he done? He'll just claim anything that can't be verified. They are potentially looking at VAR here. Thoughts on an F1 22 series for you? I'd love it, says Jude. I wouldn't mind doing it. In fact, I was just in the loft over the weekend and I found my... they're checking for a possible handball now. I don't think there's a handball in this. Yeah, anyway, I was in the loft and I found my old steering wheel and stuff. Our club is full of arrogance. No, they're giving the goal, 1-0. Our club is full of arrogance. They can't handle Ralph speaking the truth. They don't want to utilise his knowledge due to their arrogance. What a shame, says Dan. I think you're absolutely spot on, Dan. They've just wasted Ralph's talent and hung him out to dry, really. But we were talking about that on the United stand at 8 o'clock. Lloris is a terrible goalkeeper and has been for 5 years now. Oh, people go on about Lloris like he's decent. I don't think he is. I really don't think he is. That is very savable, that free kick. It's in a good reach, and if he's got a strong wrist, he's all right. He needs to spend more time on YouPorn. But it's Spurs at home again. Did you see the penalty decision given against Wolves yesterday? Hold on, Son's on the run. Did you see the penalty decision given against Wolves yesterday? If so, could you please give your take? I have no clue how it was given. I didn't, Matty. I'm really sorry because you've given us a super chat there. But is anybody in the chat? Did anyone see what Matty's talking about this penalty yesterday? And can you give him a little bit of feedback? Because I haven't seen it. I didn't watch Match of the Day yesterday. Do you think anyone is looking to buy United? Says Kaz. No. Corner to Spurs. And did you watch The Sopranos and what did you think of it? Says MJW. I need to get back into it. Because I gave up on it. Last Peaky Blinders tonight. Hey, it's a goal for Spurs. Why am I celebrating? I don't know. I'm a Spurs fan now. I actually don't know why I'm celebrating because I don't even want Spurs to win. Yay, Spurs have scored. I've got no idea. I don't know why. I think it's just the excitement that I saw a goal. I turned and I saw a goal. Anyway, it's 1-1. And it is a good goal. And it's... let's have a look at this. The cross comes in. It's a good cross by Son. I think it's Ben Davies. It is. Ben Davies. He makes it 1-1. The Spurs stand. I've been outed as a Spurs fan. I don't know why I did that. Sorry if I offended anybody, or you enjoyed it. And instant reaction from Spurs. You've got to give them a bit of credit there. They go 1-0 down after 40 minutes, and they make it 1-1 just before half time. Kante's happy. I celebrated more than that. I don't even know why I did. And it's 1-1 to Spurs and Newcastle. So there you go. Lovely cross by Son. And 1-1 is the scoreline. Sets it up nicely for the second half. Reset. Go again. To be fair, I've never really had a massive problem with Spurs. They're quite an inoffensive club because they never win anything. But I do like Kante. I wish Spurs had got Kante, but I don't want Spurs to win. It's not like that. Some people actually, I suppose, as a United fan, it depends what you want. We know we're not going to get top four, so Spurs winning knocks us further down the league. I think there are some United fans hoping we finish 8th. 7th is the Conference League. That's the worst. Really, it's like different shades of crap, really, isn't it? Because top 4 Champions League, I mean, it's not great for United from after finishing 2nd, but it would be like winning a trophy. 5th and 6th is the Europa League, which is like, oh God, we're back in that. And then the 7th is like, I do not want to be in the Conference League. So it is all a bit... United fans, we're hard to read at the moment. We do weird things. We celebrate Spurs goals because we're half thinking, ooh, that might put us out of the top 7. the big question to any fan is, would you rather be out of Europe or in the Conference League? And I think you'd rather be out of Europe, wouldn't you? Pele said his under 15 goals should count as well, says SS. I'm going to run a poll. Would you rather, not either. It says this is a new regular section of the show. It's going to be called we normally do either or, where it's between two things. This is would you rather be in the Conference League, no Europe at all. Get involved. I'm going to whack that out now. I would rather be in no Europe at all. I'd rather not be in Europe at all. I mean, Thursday night football's bad enough, but at least if you win the Europa League, it's like the UEFA Cup. But the Conference League, I mean, who do you play in the group stage of the Conference League? Because I tell you what, the Europa League group stage is pretty embarrassing. I mean, really, you have to get like a horse and cart to some of these places. In the Conference League, I think you play pub teams, if I'm correct. Like, it's European pub teams. It's like the equivalent of the German dog and duck. Like, God knows. Who do you play in the Europa Conference League group stage? I've got no idea. I think in the final you play Rochdale. Oh, Bentancur's just been pushed on the floor by Joel Linton. It's Argentina. It's Uruguay against Brazil. Come on! South Americans, they won't mess about here. Right. There is an F1 watch along. It's all going off here. It's WrestleMania night 2. Joel Linton should get booked. You can't push someone on the floor like that. That's violence. He's been watching Will Smith too much. I blame Will Smith for this now. We're getting unnecessarily violence for nothing. I'll tell you what though, if I was stood there and somebody pushed me over and I wasn't expecting it, it would really make you feel angry. But you've got to book. He'll book them both. From an Arsenal fan, a draw or loss for Spurs would be great for us, says Reese. He's going to book. He's booking St Maximum. It was nothing to do with him. He surely doesn't think that it was St Maximum that pushed him over. He wants another one. He's booked St Maximum. Okay, you're booked. He's going to do. There's more. There's more. Oh, he's going to book Bentancur as well. Yeah. Right, you've got to book Joel Linton. He's got to book Joel Linton, surely. Yeah. Yeah. He's got to. Why are Newcastle players saying, why are you pushing him? Why are you booking him? He should be getting an Oscar. Did you not see that? You only pushed him on the floor. We thought you'd get an Oscar for violence like that. So St Maximum got booked for... I don't think St Maximum should have got booked. But anyway. Who's your favourite actress, says SS? I don't really know. Now, there's another foul here. It's all getting a bit tasty here. We're going to get half time, surely. So it's half time. And it's 1-1, and it's been a very eventful half that ends up being 1-1 at half time. So well done to Spurs for equalising very, very quickly. There's still going on a little bit in the tunnel here. A lot of people in coats. Trying to see what's going on. It's all over now. It's all over now. Mine's Angelina Jolie, says SS. There we go. So half time. Let me get the timer off the screen. We're going to be talking at half-time about who's going to win the Champions League, and we will have a poll for you to get involved as well. Please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're very close to 640,000. Remember, we're sponsored by Manscaped on the show today. You can scan the QR code by holding your phone up against that thing on my left, which is a QR code. It will take you directly to the website. 20% off. They've got the Lawnmower 4.0, trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. They've got the performance package where you can get this, and a load of other items. You can get 20% off anything you order on the Manscaped website with the code FOOTY. And free worldwide shipping. Really good products. Check it out. Over 4 million men worldwide trust Manscaped. You should too. Link in the video description for that, or scan the QR code. Got something stuck in my throat there. Wasn't even using that. Hair in my throat. Anyway, Manscaped Bridge, says Iman. Right, so yes, 1-1 at half time. I want to talk about who's going to win the Champions League. I'm also, if you're a fan of the FIFA career mode TUSFC, it finished on Friday. Highlights of the final episode are on the channel. Brand new career mode starting tomorrow. Very excited about it. If you remind me and you want to know, I'll give you the details of what's happening with it. But there's some very exciting Easter eggs in it. Spurs and indeed football would be so much more entertaining if Kane was allowed to attempt to break players' legs like he nearly did with Robertson. Imagine an England match with that being permitted, says Connor. Yeah, I remember that. Was that this season? He should have got a red for that, shouldn't he? Go says we need Spurs to drop points. I think you know what, in relation to the top four race, if Spurs don't win today, I would honestly say this. I think that Arsenal are really just in a race with Chelsea for top four, because if Spurs draw today, they're on 52 points. Arsenal have got 54 points. They have got 2 games in hand on on Spurs, and they'd be 2 points ahead of them. They've got 3 games in hand on West Ham, and they're 3 points ahead of them. And they are 3 points ahead of Manchester United, and they've got 2 games in hand on them. So if Spurs don't win today, I don't think it's possible, even though they've got 10 games left, for Arsenal to bottle that. Because they've got basically a win ahead of everybody and 2 games in hand, and they're playing well. So, I mean, I'd wait until tomorrow to see. But when you look at Arsenal's running, they've got Palace tomorrow away. Then they've got Brighton at home on Saturday. Southampton away, difficult. Palace and Southampton are difficult away games for Arsenal, but you'd expect them to get something. Chelsea away is going to be very big. That's a massive game on Wednesday, the 20th of April. Then you've got Man United, and then they've got West Ham away, Leeds, Newcastle away, Everton. I mean, there are games, as well as obviously they've got Spurs still to play. There are games where Arsenal can drop points, definitely, but someone's got to put a bit of pressure on them. Eusebio ran 100 metres in 11 seconds at 16, says SS. He's full of it. Anyway, let's talk about Jude Bellingham is not leaving Dortmund this summer. I'm tired of people talking about it. Jude Bellingham is not leaving Dortmund this summer. Haaland is leaving Dortmund this summer. They will not sell Bellingham as well. I hear Arsenal fans talking about it. I hear Liverpool fans, Man City fans, even some United fans are on about Bellingham. He ain't going to leave this summer. I think he will leave at some point, but he ain't going to leave this summer. Let's talk about the old Champions League then. Who's going to win the Champions League? We've got the Champions League watch-alongs on Tuesday and Wednesday. Atletico Madrid against Man City. Liverpool against Benfica. Chelsea against Real Madrid. Villarreal against Bayern Munich. Who have you got to win this Champions League this season? Chelsea are the holders. Does that Brentford loss show a vulnerability? Of course it does. It shows that Chelsea have got that Achilles heel at times. Liverpool and Man City, are they the 2 favourites? Are Bayern Munich now back in the equation? Could Atletico Madrid cause a shock? I don't think Benfica will. Why don't Man United go for St. Maximin to 72? I think Liverpool will cruise through Benfica. I'm looking forward to watching Benfica though. Darwin Núñez is a striker that I think many people would like to buy this summer, so it'd be interesting to get a good look at him against Premier League opposition. But I do think, having watched Ajax play them, Ajax should have beat Benfica and didn't. So I think that Liverpool will be comfortable against them. I think it'd be an easier couple of games than they had against Inter, to be honest with you, for Liverpool. At a good time in the season, actually, with obviously the game against Man City and the FA Cup game against them as well. Atletico Madrid against Man City, I think, again, Man City will probably win that quite comfortably. Not being disrespectful to Atletico Madrid, but again, I saw them firsthand against United, and we're not very good, and Atletico Madrid didn't really take advantage of that, although they beat us. I think Man City will be too good for them. Chelsea Real Madrid is ridiculously difficult to call. I would expect Chelsea to win it, but I think Real Madrid have shown such improvements over the last 12 months and such togetherness in that second half against PSG at the Bernabeu that I think they're a threat. I think Chelsea Real Madrid is very difficult to call. Ultimately, I think if Chelsea can get themselves back mentally right, then they'll win it. But that's a real threat. Villarreal against Bayern Munich, I think Bayern Munich would win. So that, to me, would leave... I think there's three favourites for this, actually. Just to answer this poll, who would you rather be in the Conference League or no Europe at all? 69% of you said you'd rather no Europe at all. I can't disagree with that. So who will win the Champions League? I'm going to whack a poll up for you now. I think there are three candidates based on what we've just discussed there. And I think the Champions League winner will be between Liverpool, City, Bayern, and Chelsea / Madrid. So get your vote in the chat there and give us your thoughts. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. We're only 10 subscribers away from 640,000. Remember, everybody's welcome on That's Football. Lots of watch-alongs to come for you as well for the next 3 nights, actually. Monday night, we've got Crystal Palace against Arsenal. Tuesday night, we've got Liverpool Benfica and Man City Atletico Madrid as a double watch-along. Wednesday night, we've got 3 games we'll be keeping you updated with. We've got Real Madrid against Chelsea, we've got Bayern Munich against Villarreal, and we've also got a massive game in the relegation fight between Burnley and Everton. So a big set of nights coming up on That's Football, and you can join in the chat as you are now with us. Everybody's welcome, of course. Who do I think is going to win the Champions League? I want, in order, out of those 4 favourites, I want Bayern Munich, Real Madrid or Chelsea to win the Champions League. I don't think Benfica or Villarreal can win it, or Atletico Madrid. So I want Bayern Munich, Chelsea or Real Madrid to win it. But if I'm honest, I think Liverpool or Man City will win it. I've got a feeling that I would normally say Man City, but I think that because they've never won it and Liverpool have such a rich history, I'd say I really can't decide between whether Liverpool or Man City will win it, but I think it will be one of those two who win it. But as I said, I would really hope Bayern Munich or Chelsea or Real Madrid do it. But I think Liverpool and Man City are looking very strong at the moment. Bayern Munich are hard to read. I think they're a good side, but they're an unknown quantity, aren't they? Because you just don't know how good Bayern Munich are compared to Liverpool or Man City until they actually play them. What's the run to the semi-final, by the way? Because we already know who will play each other in the semi-final. I know we can have a Liverpool versus Man City final because they avoid each other in the semis, but I can't remember. Is it Chelsea that play the Man City one? Or is it Liverpool that play the Chelsea Real Madrid one? I can't remember. Biggest footballing city, says Paul Matt. Well, it'll be London because it's got so many football clubs and it's massive. But if you're talking in relation to population, Chelsea would play City, Liverpool would play Bayern. So, yeah. Chelsea are good enough to knock City out over 2 legs. I'll give them that. And then Bayern, Liverpool would be massive as well. Those semi-finals would be huge. I just hope we don't get a Liverpool City final. That would be almost unpalatable. I wouldn't say unwatchable, I would watch it, but it'd be almost unpalatable. So let's have a look what your lot are saying in relation to the poll. You can still vote, I won't close it yet. So far we've had 3,000 votes on the Champions League winner. Liverpool have got 35% of the vote. City have got 24% of the vote. Bayern have also got 24% of the vote. Chelsea or Madrid have got 17% of the vote. So Liverpool clearly the winners at the moment. And of course, this time next week, we will be at half-time between Liverpool and City, Etihad game for the title. Probably not game for the title. I still think there's enough games for them to slip up elsewhere, but it will be a very, very big game in the title race, as we know. It is the next Premier League game for Man City and Liverpool. 72 points for Liverpool, 73 points for Man City. If Liverpool win, they would go 2 points ahead. If Man City win, that would be big because it would put them 4 points ahead of Liverpool, which is 2 results. Man City could lose and Liverpool win and they'd still be top by a point. So if Man City win next week, I think they've got a firm hand on the title. I'd say Man City probably won the league if they win next week. If Liverpool win next week, I wouldn't say they've won the league. They'd be favourites, but they'd be... they could still slip and allow Man City in it. But obviously Liverpool have got the goal difference as well, which makes a big difference. And the trouble with Liverpool and Man City is I look at their remaining fixtures and I just don't see where they're going to drop points. In the league, Liverpool have got United. I'd expect them to win that. They've got Everton. I'd expect them to win that. Newcastle away, you'd expect them to win that. Spurs at home, you never know. Spurs sometimes travel quite well. Southampton away, you never know with Southampton, to be fair. Wolves at home, they'll win that as well. So I don't really see where these... which is why the game next week is so big, because you look beyond those fixtures and you're like, I can't really see where Liverpool or Man City will drop points. I mean, Man City's running, got Liverpool obviously at home, then they've got Brighton at home, Watford at home, you'd expect them to win that. Leeds at home, you'd expect them to win that. Newcastle at home, expect them to win that. Villa at home, expect them to win that. And then West Ham away. So Liverpool have got to win next week. I've spoken to a few Liverpool fans about this and they're like, Man City's running is so much... it looks better on paper, so we can't draw, we can't lose, we've got to win. I said Man City would win the league, and I still think they're favourites to win the league. Champions League, I think Liverpool might be pushing them as favourites now, which is what you lot have gone for. So my prediction is Liverpool will probably win the Champions League, Man City will win the league, FA Cup, who knows, they're playing each other in the semi-final. Liverpool could end up with a cup treble when they win the Champions League, the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, but that's not a proper treble. The proper treble is to win the league, the Premier League, the Premier League, the Champions League and the FA Cup. That's the proper treble. And if you get the fourth one, fantastic. We are doing the Australian Grand Prix next week as well. That is the I think the race starts at 6 a.m, so it'll be a big day next Sunday. Make sure you subscribe and get involved with the channel. Wolves will beat City at home. So, just as a bit of a shout out for those people who are interested in the FIFA career mode, brand new one kicks off tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I can confirm that it will be a Manchester United career mode because I haven't done that properly on FIFA 22. It'll be a Manchester United career mode. Goldbridge gets the job, so that will kick off tomorrow at 3 o'clock. However, there are Easter eggs. There are TUSFC Easter eggs. TUSFC doesn't exist, but certain players will be in the career mode. They've been dropped into the game. 5 or 6 TUSFC legends have been dropped into the game at different clubs. They will not play for United, and I probably will never buy them, but they will be in the career mode at different clubs. There may well be a certain bird in there. That's all I'm going to say. So it starts tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and very much looking forward to it. It'll be difficult. It will be difficult because FIFA is difficult this year, and United are crap, so we'll see what happens. But is Proctor going to be there? Is Kent going to be there? Could Goldbridge be in there? We'll have to wait and see tomorrow, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really interesting. Easter eggs in a Manchester United career. I'll tell you what though, James says rest in peace Hansen. I can tell you now, a bit of a spoiler, Hansen's one of the Easter eggs. I'm not going to tell you what clubs they're at until tomorrow. But I won't be putting them in the United team, and I probably won't be buying them, but we will follow their careers. And if I get the England job, then I will. Abe exists anyway, AJ. Some of these players exist anyway. Nets, Abe, they already exist. Adiemi, they already exist. So we don't need to create and add them. You'll laugh if... Well, I'm not going to tell you about any other players, but I've put one player at a club that will make you laugh tomorrow. Anyway, let's start. Here we go. We're ready to go. That's for tomorrow. This is for now. And we're up and running. What Easter egg are you going to get, Mark? Says Goris. I don't know, you know. I don't... Me and the wife used to get Easter eggs for each other, and then sometimes we say no. I don't know. As a kid, I always used to like the ones where you got a mug. Remember, I loved my crunchy mug. It was like the light orange sort of thing. Anyway, we're off and running here. That's a foul. You'll get a yellow card for that. I thought he was going to give him a red. He's giving him a yellow card there for Burn. He's not very happy, Burn. Harry Kane gives the foul away. Yeah, it was definitely a yellow card. See, he's another player that's left Brighton, isn't he? Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Don't forget Manscaped. The QR code's there. 20% off with the code FOOTY. Check out the QR code. You can just hold your phone up to the picture with your camera on and it will send you straight to the place you need to be. Use the code FOOTY. Can Spurs get the win here? Arsenal fans will be hoping not. As a United fan, I don't know, really. I don't really know. I suppose if you want Europa League football, you don't want Spurs to win. I'm alright, Lars. I hope you're doing well. DJ says Abe got removed from FIFA. Why? What did he do? Beckham's just a Poundland Proctor. We'll have to wait and see if Proctor lives on. He may well. All I can tell you is that five United Stand Originals are in the game. And it is 1-0. It's 2-1 to Spurs. What's the Newcastle defence doing here? And it's, I think it's Doherty here. It's the defenders who are scoring for Spurs. Defenders of the earth, defenders. It's Doherty on the back post. The cross comes in. I don't know who gets the assist. I think it might be Harry Kane because he's going,
It's me, I'm my assist, Harry Kane. I put the cross in the box for Doherty.
But it's a goal for Spurs. It's 2-0. And I don't celebrate that one because actually I don't really want them to win. It's not good for United, but it's Kane with another assist. It never should make it. I mean, he can claim the assist, and it is an assist for Harry Kane, but that cross should never, ever make its way to there. Well taken goal by Doherty, but that should just never get that. It should never make its way to that back post. I think they're trying to look if there's an offside. I'd be very surprised if there is. Harry Kane with the cross. It's whether Son touches it and Doherty's offside at that point. From 1-0 down to 2-1 up. And it has been given. But here's Wood. Ooh, good shot, good save by Lloris. Spurs winning. Spurs finding a way here. I still think there's a lot more to come in this game. What a take by Wood that was. And no, it's not a corner. It's not a save either. It was just a half-decent effort by Wood. Did you put Goldbridge at Burnley? I can't talk about where anybody else is. The only player that I've confirmed that's in it is Hansen. There's another 4. Tune in at 3 o'clock tomorrow on Twitch. All will be revealed. Conference League, United says, bro. Yeah, United are in 7th place at the moment. Yeah. I've had my Sunday dinner, Robert. What did I have? I had beef stew with some potato wedges and some green vegetables and then a sticky toffee pudding for pudding. So, yeah, it was very, very nice. Had it at about 3 hours ago. Getting a bit peckish for tea now. Dark Vengeance, you've been blocked, mate. You know why. What camera angle do you use in FIFA? I don't know. TV broadcast, I think, Dale. Someone in the chat will know. Will Maguire play in your FIFA career mode? Well, will I hold a grudge against the players that I don't like in real life? Nobody's answered why Abe's not in the thing anymore. I mean, Harry Maguire's quite good on FIFA for scoring headers. That's about it. Aaron says, I think the English bias seriously ramped up after the media got heavy criticism, and rightly so, for going after Sterling. Since then, I feel like no one will say a word against the English players. Well, they're not journalists anymore, are they? I mean, I always say this about Manchester United. The journalism around Manchester United is rubbish. It's basically just people who want to be in the press conference, and therefore they won't say anything truthful. There's so many angles you could go at United. Nobody really ever writes about the financials about United. I mean, it's been rumoured for a while now that people like Harry Maguire and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, they can't be sold because they're actually listed as assets against the debt. Now, I'm not very good at that sort of thing, but there's so many angles to go at United that journalists won't go at them. They're basically just bloody... What would you call them? They're mini Man United, really. They just feed out the stories that United want to give them. There's no such thing as proper journalism anymore, and there's so much bias and agenda as well. You're right. I mean, the constant going for foreign players and protecting the English players is just very obvious. We've seen it with Pogba on mainstream media for a long time, and I'm not saying that Pogba's been a great signing for United, but the way he gets targeted and treated by, you see it on the TV a lot, by certain ex-players and pundits and the media, is disgusting compared to the way that... I mean, look, all I'm saying is, if Paul Pogba had played like McTominay played yesterday, it would be all over the headlines. But, you know, McTominay should have been sent off as well. I've not heard anybody talk about it at all. Imagine if Paul Pogba had done that tackle and put in that performance. He would be absolutely being annihilated. And I've not heard anything about McTominay other than, well, he tries his best. And that's what annoys a lot of fans. It's the fact that if that's Paul Pogba playing like that and that's Paul Pogba doing that tackle, it's being spoken about for 10 minutes on Match of the Day. But as it's McTominay, leave him alone. What's your favourite takeaway, says M1CFC? Depends on the mood. It's a bit like my favourite Sunday roast dinner. It depends on the mood, really. Who is your Man United GOAT, says Hassan? Roy Keane, David Beckham, Vidic. They'd definitely be in my top 5, those 3. Probably put Ronaldo in there as well. Really like Scholes. There's been a few. I mean, look, I know it's a bit controversial, but I loved Van Persie. The thing is, he was there for such a short period of time, but that it's what you do in the time that you're here. This could be 3. Son, 3-1. What a goal by Spurs that was. Kulievski on the break down the right-hand side. A delightful cross to Son, who takes a bit of control, passes it into the top corner, and Spurs have blown Newcastle away like a Tesco carrier bag in the wind on the beach. It's 3-1. And they're out of sight, and it's very, very comfortable now for Spurs, who in this second half have clearly been given strong direction and focus by Kante in the dressing room. It's a lovely goal. Kante, Kulievski lays it off to Kane. Lovely ball down the channel. Takes a touch, puts his cross in. Son controls it and passes it into the top corner. It's a delightful goal by Spurs. It's not delightful for Arsenal, but... give them some credit. The front 3 combine. Absolutely fantastic goal for Spurs. 3-1. I don't think Newcastle are going to be coming back from this. And Spurs have just gone up a gear in the second half. It's very encouraging if you're a Spurs fan. Newcastle are falling apart here. The discipline has gone out the window. Well, there's a great comment here from Ice Mooney, he says, you never see United come out full throttle in the second half of games. You don't, but you never see United score a goal like that either. It was just fluid. Into Kane, wide to Kulievski, lovely cross. We haven't got a winger who can cross like that. We haven't got a number 9 who lays the ball off like that. We don't play football like that. And Spurs are top 4 at the moment. I don't know whether they are. Let's have a quick look. You might be right. Have they gone ahead of Arsenal on goal difference? They have. So they've got 54 points, and their goal difference is better than Arsenal as things stand. Of course, Arsenal got 2 games in hand. That's going to be a big game as well. Whenever Spurs Arsenal, I don't know why have they not? Why has Spurs Arsenal not been scheduled in yet? Neither of them are playing in the Champions League or the FA Cup. I don't know why Arsenal couldn't play Spurs on Wednesday. I don't know why that game's not been scheduled in yet. Let's close that Champions League poll. 35% of you think that Liverpool will win the Champions League. City 23%, Bayern 25%, Chelsea or Madrid 17%. Sorry to Benfica, Atletico Madrid and Villarreal, but you're not going to win the Champions League. You weren't even in the poll. Newcastle are on the beach now, says Lawrence. Well, they weren't on the beach at the start, but second half they've... although this is St Maximin, and that's a poor pass. It's been scheduled for the last game of the season, Spurs against Arsenal. Could end up being a game for the top 4. Lovely play by Son here. Burst of pace. Slips it into Harry Kane. Oh, Harry Kane. He shoots. Oh, it's blocked.
Oh, I thought I was going to score a soccer goal.
But Bentanker and Kulisevsky, or however you pronounce it, what an inspiring couple of signings. If you think about Spurs, if they didn't have Kulisevsky and Bentanker, who would be playing? Harry Winks and Lucas Moura. Congratulations on 640,000, says Josiah. Have we hit it? Thanks everyone who subscribes, bottom right hand corner. So they're bringing on Guimaraes and Murphy now and taking off Joel Linton and Manquillo. So number 39, Guimaraes. Let's keep an eye on him for the next half an hour. I think he's been a really good signing for Spurs. Spurs have just come out second half and said we want to win this game, and they've been a lot better than they were in the first half. Yeah, but I think Kante is a top-class manager anyway. But those 2 signings from Juventus have just made a huge impact. It took them a bit, and also to come in January, it's not easy. Not easy to hit the ground running in January, and there was always going to be a bit of an adjustment period. And that Romero at centre back is getting better and better as well. His adjustment was always going to take a bit of time. So Spurs are starting to build a platform. Arsenal are building a platform. Be interesting to see what their transfer activity is like in the summer. Newcastle will be building a platform as well. I mean, I don't think Newcastle will be fighting for top 4 next season. Good cross there, and it goes for a corner to Newcastle. 2 goals, 5 assists for Kulisevsky. Do you think Everton will go down? We did a poll on it, Swift, and 60% said yes. I think for Everton, you've got Burnley away on Wednesday, you've got Man United at home on Saturday. You've got to take 4 points from that. If you take 4 points from that, I think you will get the momentum to stay up. If you take anything less than 3 points in those 2 games, I think you'll go down. Still got half an hour to go in this game. Kulisevsky. There we go. Kulisevsky. Thank you very much. I do try. I'm rubbish at names, but I do try. You never wanted Kante, never a United manager, says Stephen. Yes, I did. And United are missing the Kante passion, says Kirkham. Stephen, I don't know whether you've been in a coma for the last year, but there was a time when I didn't want Kante as manager, but when Ollie was crap at the end, I did want Kante. I said, look, I think things are that bad. I would give Kante a go. So the videos are there. Shame, really, had United qualified and won the Champions League, they could have counted it as a major trophy, same as the Champions League, and kept pace with Liverpool, says Amo. And 3 games from the end, the Arsenal-Spurs game, says Noel. United players will receive a pay cut if we're not in the Champions League next season, correct? If so, that's a plus, says Joe. I don't know whether they get a pay cut. They probably get a bonus for being in the Champions League. Marvo needs a Kane goal for his FPL. We've got a Kane assist. It's got a good ebb and flow to the game now. Newcastle not giving in, having to go for it a little bit. I am on the United stand tonight, yes, 8 o'clock. We've got Ricky on as well. Looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a bit of a big topic show because we're going to be talking about these rumours that United are going to get rid of Ralph Rangnick and don't listen to him. Is that the right or wrong thing to do? That'll be the opening topic tonight on the United stand, 8 o'clock. Looking forward to it. Interesting from Kazim. He says, as a Chelsea fan, I can't stand Werner anymore. What do you make of him? I think Chelsea's problem this season is Lukaku. I think that he has cost you £100 million and has completely let you down in relation to what you thought you were going to get. And I think that's been Chelsea's problem again. They're basically like last year. Good cross, but Spurs bring it away. Do you think Spurs will finish top 4? Says GK. I think Spurs have got a massive game against Villa next Saturday at Villa Park. And if they win that as well, I think they've got real momentum. But it's hard to predict anything at the moment because every game is like... you win one game, you go to the next game. The biggest problem United had is they beat Spurs and thought, yes, we're back. And we've lost to Atletico Madrid, gone out of the Champions League and drawn at home to Everton, whereas Spurs have gone and won their next few games. So Spurs looking like they're going to win this. It's not over yet, but they've got to go and beat Villa on Saturday. And if they do that as well, I think you've got to put them in the equation. They're definitely in the race for top 4, but I would say Arsenal are still the favourites. Of course, if Spurs can win this, and they have, because they've just scored to make it 4-1. It's all going right for them at the moment. Doherty with the cross. And it's that guy. It's that guy. It's Emerson. Emerson, the player I said is not very good. He must have heard, because he's made it 4-1. Little bit of a tap it into the bottom corner. I tell you what, they call them Newcastle. Let's call them Dracula FC, because they can't deal with crosses. How many goals have they conceded from crosses today? All 4 goals from crosses. Dracula FC. They are terrible at dealing with crosses. 4-1. You don't often see that, people. All 4 goals that Newcastle have conceded have come from crosses. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. 4-1 to Tottenham. They're good for their goal difference as well. Yeah, but Spurs are definitely the main competitor for 4th place at the moment to Arsenal. Puts a bit of pressure on Arsenal tomorrow as well because they're not in 4th now. They're in goal difference. They're in 5th. So they've got to go tomorrow and beat Palace, and we'll be doing a watch-along for that. And this is what you want to see at this time of the season. We're certainly seeing it in the title race. Liverpool won yesterday lunchtime. City go and win at 3 o'clock. And now we're seeing it in the top 4 race. Spurs win. Bit of pressure on Arsenal. What do Arsenal do tomorrow? And then it starts again next weekend with Spurs having to go to Villa. Mark, would you class yourself as the GOAT, says Ashton? No. Oh, it could be 5. Son. Oh, he's just put it wide. It should have been 5. Newcastle are getting torn a new arsehole here. I think Chelsea will drag into the top 4 race as well, says Lele. Yeah, they could do. They could do. I think if you're Arsenal and Spurs, you've just got to focus on each other and keep winning and then hope that Chelsea do get dragged down. I've not looked at Chelsea's running to be able to say anything. They've got 8 games less Chelsea. So they've got Southampton away next Saturday at 3 o'clock. That's difficult, sandwiched in between the Madrid games. They've also got to play in the Cup against Palace. Then they've got Arsenal at home, West Ham at home. So Southampton away, Arsenal at home, and then West Ham at home are their next 3 games. Then they've got Everton away. Then they've got Wolves at home, Man United away, and Watford. So there is potential, if Chelsea don't sort themselves out, to drop quite a few points. So, yeah. Why do you disrespect Kane? Dan, this is just Twitter. This is nonsense. I've always said that Harry Kane is a world-class striker. So I don't know where this disrespect thing comes from. Maybe Newcastle are on the beach a little bit. Well, they're safe now. They are safe. And you can see why. I think they've been very competitive, Newcastle. But Spurs have just blown them away in the second half. In fact, Spurs have scored more goals in the Premier League since Christmas than anybody else. Would you rather have Kulusevski or Luis Diaz at United, says Corey? I'd probably rather go for Kulusevski, really, because we've got Sancho off the left, so Kulusevski off the right would be great. And he's gone down injured here. I was just about to say that, funnily enough. Hopefully it won't be a bad injury for him, because we don't wish injury on anybody, especially somebody who's playing so well. But injuries could be key as well. We've not spoken about that. If Harry Kane got injured for Spurs, or an Odegaard got injured for Arsenal, those sort of things could be, or suspended, these sort of things could have a big part to play. I'm really glad we've got That's Football, because from a United point of view, I think it could be a really drab end to the season where we get humiliated by Liverpool at Anfield and maybe Arsenal and Chelsea as well, and we end up maybe not even in Europe, let alone the Conference League. But I think the title race, the race for top 4, the Champions League, the FA Cup, maybe even the relegation battle, we're going to get at least 4 really, really interesting battles between now and the end of the season over the next 6 weeks or so. And look, I wouldn't say I'm a neutral because I want United to be good, but we're almost making ourselves neutral by not being involved. So it's going to be very interesting. Most depressing stage as a United fan after Sir Alex Ferguson, says Ashton. And Lloris is quick off his line there. 20 minutes to go. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. We've nearly had 10,000 watching on this show today. So thanks everyone. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Kante, done a really good job here at Spurs. It's almost like people expect instant success, don't they? We've seen it with Arteta. Certain Arsenal fans, Arteta, get me them bloody t-shirts, Arteta. Whereas a little bit of patience has proven to be completely the right thing. A little bit of patience and suddenly Arsenal are looking good. Kante, it amazes me. He's not even been in the job 6 months. And a month ago, people were writing him off saying he's finished, he's no good, because he's failing at Spurs after 3 months. And then a month later, they're in a top 4 race. 2 fantastic signings in January. 2, not 1, 2. And they're playing really well. So sometimes a bit of patience, if you've got the right man, is important. Yes, Ricky's on at 8 o'clock, Dan, thank you. What have you had for your tea today, Mark? I've not had my tea yet, Ashton. I think I'm going to have a bit of pie from yesterday. Chicken pie, and that'd be nice. Have a beer as well. I'm not driving. Palace Arsenal tomorrow, yes, George. I think as a United fan, I'm just boxing myself off at the moment. I mean, look, we're not playing until next Saturday against Everton. I'm like, football tomorrow night, football now, football Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday I can start to think about United playing Everton. But there's so much good football going on at the moment, and I'm very glad that we've got That's Football to be able to sit and watch and chat about it, because one of the things as well is I wish United had won yesterday, but even if we had won, we wouldn't have deserved it and we didn't play well. I'm just so tired of watching United play crap football as well. And this has been going on for not just this season, it's been going on for years. Lovely ball by Harry Kane into Kulusevski again, down that right-hand side. He's looking at options, little back heel into Kane. Oh, he went for a shot and it hit Emerson on the head. I think it might have been going in. Ian, thank you very much for the super chats. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Hamza's just subscribed. Thank you very much, Hamza. Let's have a stretch. Let's have a look if this chance was going in from Harry Kane. That ball into the channels has worked really well. "20 minutes to go." Ooh. I am doing a watch along tomorrow night, Luke. So Arsenal Palace tomorrow at Palace. We'll be doing a watch along on here. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, double watch alongs, both Champions League games. And on Wednesday, we'll be keeping an eye on Everton Burnley as well, which is a massive game in the relegation battle. So lots and lots to get involved with. And 8 o'clock tonight on the United Stand is going to be a good show as well. We'll be talking about Ranić, and apparently he's been phased out by Manchester United. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff between Palace and Arsenal. And of course, the Champions League games are both 8 o'clock kickoffs as well. Does not listening to Ranić mean no Ten Hag, says Stephen? Well, that's the thing, isn't it? That is the thing. Hi, Mark. Can you identify this 90s team? Everyone get ready. Goalkeeper Toldo, Repka, Rui Costa, Batistuta, manager Trapattoni. Well, my initial thought is that that's Fiorentina, Tracy. That's my initial thought. So Toldo, Repka, Rui Costa, Batistuta, Trapattoni. I'm going to go Fiorentina. Who's been the best striker this year so far, says Ashley Witten. And really hope we go for Poch. He took Spurs to the final. Oh, God. You make me want to throw up. Some people are saying Inter. I don't think it's Inter. I don't remember. I think Batistuta. I always think of Fiorentina. Lucas Moura's coming on. It's not Scunthorpe, Paul. I can tell you that for free. Newcastle are still having a go here, but 4-1 down. Dean says, Tracy, that was way too easy. Well, it can't be that easy because people are putting Parma, Sampdoria and Inter there. I watched a lot of Serie A throughout my life and I'm convinced it's Fiorentina. I'd be stunned if it wasn't Fiorentina. Watch-alongs next weekend. United, Everton on Saturday lunchtime, and definitely Liverpool, Man City this time next week, but also early morning if you're in the F1, 6 a.m. we'll be doing the Australian race there. What's your favourite lager? I like Estrella. I like a good Estrella, Armin. I'm not picky on my lagers. Best striker this season in the Premier League. Newcastle. Ooh, cleared by Son. I mean, you'd be hard pressed not to look at Harry Kane because Man City don't play with a striker. Liverpool don't play with a striker. Chelsea bought a striker and he's been crap. Ronaldo's not really had the service at United. Arsenal haven't really got a striker either. So it probably is Harry Kane, to be honest, in the Premier League. And he is one of the world's best strikers. And he is a complete number 9. So it probably is Harry Kane. I mean, Vardy, whether you compete with Harry Kane or not, has been out for a lot of the season as well. I tell you what, there ain't no way. There's no way Ronaldo's going to play in the Conference League, is there? So I still think Ronaldo might leave United. If PSG put the money up, I think he'll leave. It just depends whether anyone's got the money for him. St Maximin has been quiet, but Spurs have been very good second half. They're about to make a double substitution here. Winks is going to come on and Lucas Moura is going to come on. I think Kulusevski will come off. I can't pronounce his name. Bentancur's coming off. And that's for Harry Winks. And see who's coming on for Lucas Moura. Yeah, Kulusevski as well. What a couple of signings those two lads have been. Brilliant, inspiring bit of business by Spurs and Kante, and it's turned their season around. Rui Costa, Milan and Fiorentina legend playing for Inter. Age, no, he's not happy about that, Jameson. Plus Battistuna only played for Roma and Fiorentina in Serie A, so it's definitely Fiorentina. There you go. I like that though. If anyone wants to think one through and do that again, always a good bit of a quiz. That I will think of some for you as well in the future. I like that. You never watch Juve play. Juve's my Serie A team. Been watching Serie A since 1990. Although, admittedly, since COVID's hit, I don't know what it was about COVID. I think it's because the Premier League was on every game. They televised every game, so I was suddenly watching so much Premier League football. But ever since COVID, my consumption of the leagues I used to watch quite a lot has gone down. I will admit that. Why has Abe been removed from FIFA, DJ? And who do you think will be big underdogs in the World Cup, says Ashton. I can't add an edited Abe into my career mode now because it's already set up. So I thought he was already in the game. LFC says the Fiorentina side that beat United 2-0 in 1999 contained Toldo, Rebka and Batistuta, a United side that contained Beckham, Giggs and Dwight York. What's your thoughts on Kulusevski? Well, that's from Noel. I was surprised Spurs got hold of him because he was always considered to be a really exciting young talent at Juventus, and I'm very surprised that Spurs were able to get hold of him. And what we've seen of him at Spurs is that, I mean, imagine if he was English, they wouldn't shut up about him. They'd be like, get him in the World Cup. He's really, really good. It's a shame Sweden aren't going to the World Cup. You think about it, they have got some good players, but Poland knocked them out. New career mode starts at 3 o'clock tomorrow, Charlie. Very excited about it. Yeah, United stand at 8 o'clock, Manny. I'll see you there. Strong win for Spurs. Actually puts them 4th place, even though Arsenal have got 2 games in hand and obviously play tomorrow night. But you can only do what you can do. Malavia, good luck in your last year of school, pal. Shan, oh, good shot there, just over the bar from Harry Winks. Shan says Mihailovic, Buffon, Nedved, and Veron. Although he's put Buffington. I don't know who Buffington is. I would say Nedved and Veron would make me think it's Lazio, and Mihailovic as well. I don't know who Buffington is. I really don't know. So I would say, he says Mihailovic, Buffington, Nedved and Veron. So I would go with Lazio with that one, Shan. If Ronaldo leaves, can see I'm putting a post out telling the world he's leaving United for reasons outside the locker room, implying Glazer's incompetent. Think about the post he did before he left Juventus last summer, says Abraham. Yeah, it'd be very sad if he does go. Jameson says, too bad you're missing out on a great title race this year in Serie A. Interesting how Lukaku did great in Serie A, yet Kulusevski and Bentancur were horrible but tearing it up in the Prem. Yeah, it is interesting how different players adapt to different things. If it's Buffon, it can't be Lazio, so I would say, did they play in the same team? It'd have to be Parma if it's Buffon, wouldn't it? But I'm pretty sure Nedved played for Lazio. And I'm pretty sure Veron played for Lazio. And I'm pretty sure Mihailovic played for Lazio. But Buffon didn't. Could it be Juventus? Did Veron play for Juventus though? Veron was Lazio and Parma, I think. It's difficult. I like those sort of questions, but it's difficult. Would you take Mane or Son in their primes? I'd take them now, Corey. Have you seen United lately? F1 favourite team outside the top ones. Williams LFC. Williams. It's Parma, apparently. I'm not doing WrestleMania now. Put me off last year. I can't come back. I tried to do a watch-along last year for WrestleMania. It was a COVID watch-along as well. It was, God, I was falling asleep. It was terrible. Who's getting top 4, says Josh. I still would go Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal. I would still go with that. But I think Spurs are just going to have to take it game by game. And to be fair, Spurs' form, apart from that Man United loss, where, to be fair, if it wasn't for Ronaldo, I don't think they would have lost. I think Kante said that after the game. There's only one reason United won that, and that's Cristiano Ronaldo, and that's what we bought him for. But Spurs have just got to take it game to game. And if I would say if Spurs beat Villa at Villa Park next Saturday, I think I'll do a watch along for it. If Spurs do beat Villa next Saturday, then that is going to make it very interesting. Especially if Arsenal were to, let's say, drop some points tomorrow. I don't think they'll lose to Palace, but a draw isn't out of the question. Paolo Nedved played for Juventus, Lazio. He didn't play for Parma, so it can't be Parma. Juan Sebastian Veron played for Lazio, Parma, Sampdoria. He didn't play, and he played Inter on loan. So he never played for Juventus. It's 5. What a finish. It's Bergwijn and it's 5-1 to Spurs. 5-1 to Spurs. It's demolition job. Newcastle are celebrating because the 5th goal's not a cross. They've not conceded from a cross. They've just conceded from a very, very good move from Spurs, where Bergwijn, who's come on as a sub, is running through and slides it in. Slide rule goal. Let's watch it back. At Spurs, it's Son again. Into Emerson. He slips it into Bergwijn, who's well onside. I mean, Emerson, if you've got him in your fancy Premier League team, he's got a goal and assist. Well, I just tweeted out there, this has been a nightmare weekend for United. Crap draw against Leicester where we deserve to lose. West Ham have won. Wolves have won. Spurs have won. And if Arsenal win tomorrow, everybody's come back from this international break focused. United have come back treating it like a pre-season friendly. 5-1. Moura got the assist. I thought it was Emerson. It was a long view. Bergwijn's just hit an amazing shot over the bar. (5-1). You wouldn't. I tell you what, you would not have seen this coming at half time, would you? Newcastle were competitive in the first half, but Spurs second half have just absolutely annihilated them. You've got to give a shout out to Kante because it's a tactical thing. It's that tactically he's seen something and gone, this is how we beat them. Cross comes in from Newcastle, headed away. And be a massive game for Spurs next week against Villa. Arsenal, they've got to win tomorrow. Then they've got Brighton. Just got to keep closing the door on the competitors. But Spurs have done what United needed to do. They've just put a little bit of doubt into Arsenal's mind. A little bit of pressure. And United failed to do it. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. We have got an 8 o'clock show on the United Stand. Ricky on, we'll be talking about Ranić on his way out of United, apparently. That's the rumour anyway. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Arsenal at Palace tomorrow. We'll be doing a watch-along for that. Tuesday, Wednesday, we've got double Champions League watch-alongs. Next Saturday, we'll probably do Spurs Villa now. And then Sunday, it's that massive title, almost title decider between Liverpool and Man City at the Etihad. I've seen some inspired performances this weekend. Too bad our club can't manage one, says Sean Finity. Players can't be arsed. It's nothing to do with coaching. It's the players, they can't be arsed. Mihajlovic never played for Parma and neither did Varane. Wishing all the best to Mihajlovic as he has been diagnosed with cancer again, says Jameson Gray. Yeah, we never got an answer on that, but Mihajlovic, Varane and Nedved all played for Lazio, but I don't know who Buffington is. Because Buffon, if it's Buffon, he didn't play there, so we'll never get to the bottom of the person who set that question, I suppose. But if you went Lazio like me, I think we get the point. Here's Son on the left-hand side. Goes for a shot. Good block. 5-1-A. David Silva or Kevin De Bruyne, says Ashton. I don't like those, Ashton, to be honest, because it's comparing the past with now. And people will go, it's De Bruyne. But David Silva, if he was still playing in his prime, people would say David Silva. It's like saying Beckham or Sterling. Like, for me, I'd say Beckham because I remember, but people will go, no, it's got to be Sterling. Like, you can't really compare the past with now because people just get drunk on the now. They're like, oh, it's got to be the now. Man of the match. Man of the match. Here's Lucas Moura. Good run. I think Son's been fantastic today. Harry Kane, Kulusevski, all three of those have been fantastic. But I also think Romero's had a good game. I know that, but when you score 5 goals, you can't really give it to a defender. So I think I'd give it to Son. I think Son's looked really good today. You could easily give it to Harry Kane. You could easily give it to Kulusevski. I would give it to Son, personally.
Fuck off, Goldbridge. It's a me, Harry Bain. I've been brilliant today. And I tell you what, Gerrard, I'm coming for you. Just speak to Batman. He'll tell you what I can do. I'm Harry Bain, and I'm coming for you, Gerrard.
Sterling or Son? Son, Ashton. Son's one of my... I really like Son. When he's on it, I think he's fantastic. Do you think Palace can win without Sahar? Says Christian. I think Palace are the sort of side that they can beat. They can. Didn't they get? I mean, they took 4 points against City this year. Palace are more than capable of giving Arsenal a game tomorrow, and I think they will. I would not be surprised if Arsenal drop points tomorrow, which is why I needed United to win and why this is a really good point for Spurs. 3 points. Harry Kane shoots from distance. He'd love a goal today. Are you ready for the Peaky Blinders finale, says Ishmael? I'll tell you now, I am ready for the Peaky Blinders final, Ada. get your coat and all your guns, because I'm ready. Tommy, we're ready for the final of the Peaky Blinders. The Peaky fucking Blinders. It's like Sean Dykes, that one. It hurts my throat. There's going to be a film, isn't there? So I don't think he'll die, no. Do I think United have still got a chance at top four? Louis, no. I said we wouldn't get top four in January when we had a really good chance. I think we've done worse than I actually thought we would. Remember that video I did? I must look back on it. I did a video about a month ago predicting top four. And I predicted Spurs. But all my score predictions are completely wrong. Like, I thought United would do better. I don't think St Maximin knows the definition of passing, says Entando. I think that's the problem with St Maximin. People say, why doesn't he get called up for France? Why is a big club not gone for him? And I think the big question about him is his ability to play as a team player. Would you let James Garner go, says Ashton? No, he's not for sale. Not for sale. It's the final episode of the Peaky Blinders tonight at 9 o'clock. Yes, Tom, it is. By order of the Peaky Blinders. I did predict Spurs, Slavin. I remember doing the video. How do you think Southgate will use Kane at World Cup? I'm not talking about my video at the start of the season. I'm talking about the one a month ago. Leighton says, how do you think Southgate will use Kane at the World Cup? However Kane wants to use him. I'll let you down, Tommy. I've let you down, Tommy. I've used up all the toilet paper again, Tommy. The Peaky Blinders. Eight o'clock, United stand, yes. Looking forward to it. Lots to discuss. Rangnick out on his arse, apparently. This is the rumour. Thanks everyone who subscribed. Bottom right hand corner to do that. We're back here tomorrow with the Watchalong. Obviously got a new career mode starting as well. I think the whistle's about to go here. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. You're very welcome. Everyone on the on That's Football. And it'll be an interesting show on the United stand at 8 o'clock, whether you're a United fan or not. Talking about the problems at United. I always find it interesting when there are problems at other clubs, whether it's Chelsea or Arsenal over the years. And going to be a very frank conversation at 8 o'clock tonight. But it is a win for Spurs, 5-1. Eddie Howe looks a bit confused, but ultimately he's done a good job. They might sack him now. They might be very demanding billionaires. Alfie Solomon's accent, Mark, can't do it, Leyland. I've never tried it, so it would be completely fresh. It'd probably be a fresh turd. Stinking, obviously. Anyway, look, well done to Spurs. They dominated in the second half. Kante ball is starting to show at Spurs. And as I said during that game, whatever happens with Spurs this season, if they can build on this, next season could be very interesting. Why Harry Kane would want to leave, unless Man City or Liverpool are going to offer him a job, why he'd want to go to Man United is beyond me. The future is far brighter at Spurs if they're going to keep Kante, and there's far less work to be done. They only need about 2 or 3 players, Spurs, and they'll be a really, really good team next year. United need about 10. So, talking to number 10s, Harry Kane, if he's seriously thinking about leaving Spurs to go to Man United, he ain't leaving for trophies, he's leaving for the money. If Spurs can keep Kane and Kante this summer, look at what he's done in January, and he didn't get what he wanted either, and he's still got 2 players in that's made a massive difference. That Romero's playing loads better, the team's playing loads better, and they're in a proper race for top 4. Let's see what happens. Thanks everyone for watching. Please smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. And 8 o'clock tonight on the United Stand, and then back on here tomorrow for the Watchalong Arsenal at Palace. Speak to you all in a bit. Thanks for watching. And big shout out to Manscaped. Remember to click the QR code or the link in the description. 20% off with the code FOOTY. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Fantastic products. They do ship worldwide. You get free worldwide shipping as well with that code and 20% off. Hold your phone up with the camera on to the QR code. It will take you straight there. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all in a bit. Not thanks for winning Spurs, but thanks for watching everyone else.